Clobberin times. What's up? Hey, my dear friends and buddies. Welcome, clobberers from all across the world. The Clobberin Times issue number. Now 234 on the YouTubes, but of course 934 overall. 12 and a half years now, just about, of doing this, and I still haven't gotten it right yet. But nevertheless, we will persevere and we'll keep trying to get it right. Tonight on Wild Card Wednesday night, which means it could be anything. Well, tonight it is Clobby's Comics Corner Spinner Rack Time Machine October 1971 Roundup. Little and who knows, maybe plenty of other things. Anything can happen here tonight. What a great crowd we already have. I just came over from wrenching for my great friend Paulie, Latino Slant, who is having a wonderful cause that he's got going on tonight. It's of course for the the Southern California Animal Rescue Squad, and they are he's doing really incredibly well. They've done over $1,200 so far. They're raising it for the rescuing the puppies, rescuing little wonderful sweet doggies that they're trying to help out. He's done this before, and it's a wonderful cause. So kudos to him for that, and I hope they continue to do well. Paulie is a great buddy of mine. That is a wonderful, a lovely cause. So I'm glad they're doing that because I love me some puppies. I can't have a puppy really, but I wish I had. If I could have, I would. And then they're rescue puppies, which, that's just what a sweet thing they're doing over there. And so yes, there is that. And I put the link there in that chat there. So also this link is from my wonderful. Well, let's see. I had the link and I lost it. Sorry. Number one, did you put your link in there? You did. Absolutely. Actually, you did. Okay. Here we go. I'm getting beeped. Okie dokie. All right. Sorry about that. Distracted. Yeah. Well, I'll say my hellos and I'll get to that in the chat because I know my wonderful, amazing first officer, the beautiful, fantastic Raquel Briggs. I love you, Raquel. Is here tonight, and she was in the chat. I think I saw you there for a minute. I was helping Paulie do something there, so I wasn't seeing much of the chat. But I saw that you posted that link, and I posted it as well to your wonderful literary works. And of course, I also put a link to Paulie's Scars doggy charity there as well. I want to thank the great Hungry Boy. By the way, I did see that pic. I found it. It's fantastic. I love it, dude. I got to figure out how to load it, to get it from the email to my computer because I'm garbage at such things. But fear not, I have help in that department. I have a great chief engineer who I know I will bug him to help me with it. Mark D with the C will probably be joining me in a bit to talk a little bit about these comics because he's a great bloke and appreciate always good to hang out with him, someone who loves comics. But Hungry Boy, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Phantom Outsider, buddy. What's up there? The great Stuart Mitchell. Dolly had braces, buddy. Dolly had braces. Never forget. Let's see here. Who else is here? There she is, the wonderful number one RM Commander RM Briggs. Love you, Raquel. D Bud Buddy, the man of iron. D Bud Martin, the great Chris Persia. What is up, buddy? Master of the Canadian wrench. Good to see you, bro. Always appreciate seeing you here. The great Eric K is here, brother. I hope you're feeling better, man. Get some rest there. The Bronze Surfer. There he is. Always good to see, and I hope it doesn't bother you too much when I do this, but I got to do it. Dr. Hercule Monkey. And he'll probably hates hearing that, but we still love seeing you here, Doc. What's up, Jack? Lovely lady is here, Sherry. Lovely to see you, Sherry. Man, always nice when the lovely ladies pop in there. It's better when it's just, that's way better than just being a bunch of dudes. You know how it goes. And let's see here. There it is. That's the link. Okay, she's got the link in there. Just making sure. Brightest day, buddy. What's going on, man? What's going on, man? Hey there. Hey, Marky. Mark D with the same bro. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for
Good
having
to see
me.
you. Thanks for joining me. I see a new lady in the chat. I think that's a lady. Let's see. Callie Gamer. I finally made a CT live stream. You certainly did. And you are very welcome to be here. I'm honored. I'm honored to have you here for your first time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for being here tonight. Let's see here. What else we got going? I'm just saying the little hellos here to everyone who's. I think I got almost everybody. Hey, did I miss? Oh, Pop Culture Republic. What's up, my friend? It is great to see you. Let's see here. Almost there. This thing really. Wow.
Flies by.
Yeah. You have to stop and you backtrack on the thing. Yep. Just download it and stick it up when you want to. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to download it. I'm gonna get with the chief engineer here with me.
I can help you with that. Yep.
Yeah, because it's different. It's not that I'm just an idiot, a total idiot when it comes to computers. No denying.
As Leo Laporte said to the tech guy, a personal confuser.
Thank you so much, Pop Culture. See you. Spinner Rack Time Machine. For those who are not familiar, and I'll get to those in a minute. This is just a wrap up for all the comics from October 1971 that I did in my Spinner Rack Time Machine videos. Before I do that, show notes though. All kinds of fun stuff coming up on Clobberin Times, and they will start with, of course, tonight, of course, this show, and then tomorrow, the Global Geek Gang shall gather again, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we shall geek out globally. That's what we do.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's pretty much easy way to put it. And I'm hoping we on for the Clobby's Clubhouse tomorrow night.
I think we are, right?
That's up to our number one.
Is the first officer still on leave, or is she
I don't know.
curtailing her shore leave?
I don't know if she's still on shore leave. Well, Raquel, let us know. I'm
She's
pretty
here,
sure we are. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for the Clobby's Clubhouse. We had to miss it last week, but I believe we're back for next week. I believe we're on. If not, we'll let you know.
I'm back from shore leave.
You both of man. What a mutiny last week. Oh, she's good. What a mutiny. My first officer and my chief engineer runs out on me. What am I paying you people? Oh, nothing. Never mind. Well, that's not true. I'm paying you compliments.
Yeah, we get those.
You get paid in compliments. I think Friday I'll be on Loki's birthday stream. The great Loki stream. So
great.
Big shout out to him, of course. And then Saturday night, I cannot thank you all enough for the fantastic fun that I know my first officer Raquel have been having on Saturday nights with Saturday Night Star Trek. Ironcaster, what's up, brother? Good to see you. It's just been a blast, and you all make it so much fun. You all make it so much fun. And yes, so that will be 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. 4 more episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation in the thick of season 3.
Getting good.
Yes, indeed. And I want to thank, by the way, before I continue with the show notes, a big thank you and a shout out to the beautiful Purple Valkyrie. Monday night, I had an absolute blast hanging out. What I always do. Purple's just so much fun. I love her. And we were just talking about the superhero monsters of Marvel and DC, and it was a lot of fun. And it was so late for her. It's 2 and 3 in the morning over there, and I kept telling her, if you need to rest, it's okay.
Yeah.
But she just wanted to hang out and fun, and we just have such fun together. I love Purple, and she's amazing. And it was also a lot of fun listening to her in R1 today. And let's see here. Okay. Next Wednesday night, I guess you could say next week is Eternals week.
Yeah.
A new film is coming out next week, folks, and these MCU films, I used to get really excited about them. I don't anymore. I don't really like what they've been doing with the MCU since, almost pre-Endgame, really, but I watched them. and I keep track of them, of course, a little bit, but I don't go out of my way. This is one that's been made for a couple of years. It's been sitting on a shelf for a while. It's called Eternals. It's based on Jack Kirby's Eternals. And so we're going to have 2 shows about that. What we're going to do is, of course, it's based on Jack Kirby's comic that I'm rereading right now, again, for the first time in decades. And so next Wednesday night, Mark, you're still on for that one, right?
Yep, I'm still on. Yep, I started rereading it myself. Actually, I just opened up issue number 1 just before tonight.
It's only 20 comics. It's 19 issues in one annual. I'm doing a deep dive on the comic and reviewing this. So next Wednesday night, Mark and I will dig into the comic. We'll review Kirby's Eternals. We'll talk about that, and then that will be Wednesday night. Obviously, we'll do a Clobberin Clubhouse. No, the Clobberin Clubhouse, that Thursday night will be after we've both seen the film. So, of course, we'll talk about it. I'm sure we'll mention or talk about it a little bit. We won't try to bug Raquel with it too much, but we'll mention. I guess we could talk about it. But Friday night, it's going to be all Eternals all day, but it's the movie, of course. Mark D and I will be joined by the great J-Man, who is a good buddy, good friend of this show, has a great channel, very nice fellow, whose channel you should check out. There's a link in my description. And you can damn well bet, my friends, I'm holding this thing, no pun, I'm holding this one to Kirby standards because I'm getting a little bit sick of people out there saying, well, you can't really judge it by the Kirby. No, they're doing this. They're calling it Jack Kirby's Eternals. They're not calling that anymore. It's Marvel Studios Eternals, which is bullshit. But that's beside the point. They've been talking for years how, hey, we're doing a Jack Kirby. Well, we're going to see how Kirby you people are with this thing. And we know it's not going to be very much. It's not going to be much. And then after that, that'll be, of course, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then after that, our buddy 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser and his comic book talk. As soon as that's done, I'm going to go over there and hang out with them and review the film as well. So Friday's going to be, the whole week's going to be very busy, but Friday's going to be busy with reviewing this. I did not say dumpster fire. I said movie, didn't I? I can't remember what I said.
We got to give it a chance. You know me, I'm always a more kind reviewer, shall they say. But, if I don't like something, I'll give it an F+ like I did last week on Saturday night.
It's going to get all the chance it deserves. But as Hungry Boy points out, yes, it is sort of the game and stuff, but it's not really the game and stuff either. I have it on good authority that there are 3 gender swaps in this thing, and this movie was done a couple of years ago, but they just now tried to make it look like they started that in comics, and the movie didn't start it, which is not true. It actually started the 3 gender swaps. I believe it's Ajax, Makari, and Sprite are all gender swapped, and they've just made it look like it's been around for a while. No, this movie's been done for a while. So it was done by this movie first, and they did it in current Marvel garbage, filthy, lousy, shitty comics right now. So to screw them, here you go. This is Eternals. This is not. You could say, well, you haven't seen the movie yet. Look, those who don't know me, I can tell you I try to be an honest lad. So if there's anything good to say about it, I will. But I'm holding them to Kirby standards, and I don't care.
Well, the trailers, did not make me want to see the movie. I've been to the movie theater a couple times since the vid, not that often. So it's been great to get out, but Venom is just a total popcorn movie. But at least the trailer was interesting and had some humor in it and visuals. I know people are I haven't seen Venom, so I don't know how the movie was. I've heard both. People loved it, people hated it, but at least the trailer was good. And I'm in an IMAX theater with this huge screen and amazing sound. Then the Eternals trailer comes on. The shit was so boring. It's like, so you're hoping either the people that made the trailer are really bad, or maybe the movie is that. But like you said, we'll both reserve judgment. But it was just the trailer was just really.
They've already admitted all the woke crap that's in there, by the way.
Yeah.
That's not even an opinion. They've admitted all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it gets in the way. And look, I don't know. But yeah, look, it's not that I have. I'm not. I am prejudging because it's their fault for putting the trailer out. Hey, look, when they put trailers out, you should be able to comment on them. What do you think?
Oh
You
yeah,
always say that doesn't
sure,
look too good. No, I've seen trailers that didn't look too good. That the movie was better than the trailers. We'll see. But anyway, I'll get on. That's enough on that for now. We're going to have plenty of time talking about Eternals for that. Basically, as you know, the Spinner Rack Time Machine. The Fates played a trick on me this month. There are 5 weeks. There are 4 lights. There are 5 left. There are 5 weeks this month. In other words, I started, when I did Spinner Rack week 1, 2, 3, and 4. It ended last week because I don't know, how the week came in the middle.
Yep.
Of it. So, anyway, so what we do for those who are not familiar, I have a series of videos that I do called Clobby's Comics Corner, Spinner Rack Time Machine. And what I do is this Spinner Rack is actually a TARDIS whose chameleon circuit is, of course, set in the form of a 70s Bronze Age comic book spinner rack that you would see at the 7-Eleven. That's where I saw it anyway.
Those were the days.
Yep, you ride your bike to the street corner, 7-Eleven with your grass cutting money. You meaning me. I go in there and I make my choices. I pick out my comics, and then I save just enough for maybe a candy bar or a Hostess fruit pie, which could solve all the problems of the universe, and a Slurpee cup with a superhero on it. Boom. And I just decided
perfect day.
that was perfect. And we did September. Now we've just finished October. And what I do is I pick 9 to 10 titles each week, just as if it's a real comic shop with a folder system with a pull list where you go and you hold your stuff. And I pick for the ones that reflect not only my taste of, and I picked 50 years as a good round number, 1971. And I would have been 7 years old. So that means I'm old. But I'm combining my 7-year-old sensibilities with my 2021 old man sitting on the porch yelling at the kids' sensibilities. And each week, and I pick 9 to 10 out of each week, and I show you those comics. And then I go back with a secondary video and just show you some of the ones that got away, just to show you how many comic books were on the stands back then in a thriving comic book industry when it was a wonderful, viable art form that was healthily tied in to other forms of media like television and movies and whatnot. There were multiple, publishers. There were fun times, and comics had one job: to be fun.
Yep. I mean, once in a while they get serious, but it was the main job.
They did.
Yeah, but not that all. And all these dark, depressing, Millerization, realistic, grim, and downbeat comics. We didn't have those back in the day. I mean, once in a while,
there were some darker ones, but yeah. And by the way,
not overwhelmingly like it is today. Yeah.
If I remember, which I don't know if I will, today would be the birthday of the great Bernie Wrightson, which was kind of odd because we were talking. He did a lot. It's Halloween. He did a lot of horror comics, including Swamp Thing, and Purple and I were talking about him the other day. And of course, our great friend, our beloved Mark C, the great Mark C, our dearly departed Mark C, was a huge Wrightson fan. So if I get a chance, maybe show a little Wrightson art later, because Bernie was amazing. Yes,
yeah,
agreed. Yeah. I need to get it. I used to have a spinner rack. I actually had one back in the 80s, early 80s, I think it was. So, all right. So here we go for week 1, Mark. As you know, I pick 8 or 9 titles, and then we'll go back later and then show the ones that got away. So week 1, I'm not going to, you've already seen, the videos are done, so I'm just going to run through them really quickly, of course. But again, I'll stop on the ones again. Daredevil, yay! Did a show about. Yeah, I did a show about pre-Miller Daredevil recently, and that was one of the ones focused. Talk about Kirby, folks. King alert right there. Some Jack Kirby for other people. Fourth World. When he had to leave DC from that, that's what he went and opened up Eternals from Marvel after that. So, let's see here. And this is still in week 1. Iron Man. Again, these are comics about real superheroes, folks, with real writers and artists. and I love it. And sometimes I would go a little weird and get all star western. I got a lot of reprint books back then, as I always talk about on the videos. I just look at these covers though,
Brave
dude.
and bold, yeah. Wow.
I just love looking again. I've talked about it. My happy place is old silver, and in this case, Bronze Age comic book covers. Me happy place, dude. I just love them.
Yep.
And some of these I bought off the rack. Some of them I bought later as back issues. Some I don't have at all. This is always a curious one right here. It was
a lot of reprints.
It's billed as Superman 245. Everything's reprints.
Yeah,
and,
I love those 100 pages. Those are great.
I love these 100-page spectaculars. And in the same month, 246 came out. So got a little. They sped up the printing there.
Yeah.
Ironcaster says, "I'm starting to be able to tell Kirby art at a glance. Oh, thanks to the FF dive. Oh, cool. That I did. I have a newfound appreciation for his stuff. You know, and the thing about that is, even though I've always loved Kirby stuff, that is something you hear from a lot of people, Ironcaster, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. I loved it from the beginning, but it is an awkward, offbeat, crazy style. You see something like this here, for example, by Kurt Swan and Murphy Anderson, this Superman cover. This is my favorite Superman art team of all time. It's a fairly straightforward, clean style. It's not over the top. It's not really, it doesn't ask you to stretch credulity that much. They look like normal figures. Whereas, again, if you look at a Kirby cover, it's in every cover he does is moving. It's moving on the page. And these characters, people don't look real. His people look big and outrageous, and his shading he uses, his backgrounds he uses, his Kirby crackle, his effects, everything he uses.
Yeah.
I think it was the great Barry Windsor-Smith, or was it Walt Simonson? One of the great artists once said that Jack Kirby could not draw an uninteresting page. And he couldn't. I mean, he could not draw just a standard static image ever. Not even one panel. It always is moving. It's always flowing. It's extraordinary art. But it also was very odd looking. The faces have certain expressions. The fingers are big. I mean, you can't mistake a Kirby piece.
Well, his art is unmistakable. I mean, I've said, a lot of people like what made, I think, as a kid, you didn't really appreciate it, or, it was tough to get used to. I think it was kind of a shock as I was reading, current FF books, in the 80s and, then into the 90s. But then you go back to, you want to read the classics and you see Kirby and you're like, wow, that's different. And then you're like, I kind of don't like that. And then it really grows on you. I mean, I know you always loved it, but for me, it was kind of like a shock because it was so radically different. And then now you see his style, and you appreciate it. It's kind of like Picasso, maybe. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but
it's a distinctive style.
Yeah,
you can't mistake it. Now there are a lot of Kirby imitators. You can go, that guy's imitating Kirby, which there is. Again, the magazine that I have every issue of that started coming out in the 90s is still coming out today, called the Jack Kirby Collector. Name me another comic book artist that has a magazine devoted to them. And in that mag, there was a running feature for years called Kirby as a Genre. This is a guy that drew over 20,000 something pages of art for comics over the course of 40 years. And nobody even the next guy that comes close is like Kurt Swan or John Buscema or something like that with 17,000 something. So
yeah,
that's unbelievably prolific. And yet, you could, even in his older styles, you can see it. Obviously, he started refining his style in the late 60s, but it's distinctive. You can't, but he's also worked in all these other genres. So it's more than just an art style. He's a creator. He's created so much. That so much of it has been stolen from him, actually. So yeah, Kirby, I don't know. To me, I always loved it, but there are a lot of people that you'll hear the common refrain is because it didn't look more of a Slick Adams, like say a Neil Adams or a Kurt Swan, because it looks so out there and the people there's nothing quite like it. It has taken a lot of people until they got older to appreciate it. Not me, but a lot of people. And I totally get that. You hear it a lot.
Yeah.
Now, Gil Kane right here is fantastic. Most people didn't need to love this Gil Kane cover right here. And Gil Kane is one of the greatest artists of all time as well. And I remember I was watching him at a panel one year, at Dallas. I think it was in the 80s, and someone said to Gil Kane, I think Jack Kirby might be the greatest comic book artist of all time. He stopped him, interrupted him, and said, Jack Kirby is the greatest comic book artist of all time. Now, that doesn't mean he's everyone's favorite. You can have a favorite you like better.
Yeah.
But nobody, nobody did it like him. And he's called the king of comics for a reason.
Well, I mean, he created a whole, like you said, a whole genre, a whole style, and everyone, and he's so original too. When you see Kirby art, it's Kirby art, unless someone is like you've said before, the artists are told to copy Kirby. Yeah, you instantly
one cover. Look at the Kirby cover. Look at the Kirby crackle back there. Look at the crazy exaggerated faces. Yep. That's a busy cover. That's that one page telling you a story right there.
Boom. Yeah.
He doesn't even need panels to tell a story.
Yeah, because we were showing some covers. I think it was last week, and new comics. We're trying to find a good cover that looked decent, and we couldn't find one. It was they were horrible.
Yeah, new stuff. And again, so here's week 2, and we're going to look at some Eternals art later. I mean, going back and reading those Eternals, it had been a long time since I've read them again, and I'm blowing them up on my TV. Casting them from my phone.
Yep.
To the TV and look at those big panels. It's gorgeous looking at them on the big panel, the big page, the big screen like that, blowing up those Kirby panels. And you look at that. To me, that art is absolutely, and he really outdid himself on Eternals because it was something that was important to him. All that stuff about all the studying he did about mythology and stuff. It is so steeped in myth, the Eternals. This story, I'd forgotten how fascinating the story is. His script's clunky. He never was great with dialogue. That's an absolute legitimate criticism of him. And his plots for back then, they're going to be relatively simplistic because, again, of the time. But what these characters are and these concepts that he's dealing with the Celestials and the Eternals and the Deviants and all this stuff and all this mythology, the way he's tied the Eternals into mythology. We're going to get into that next week. Yeah. But it's such a potent imagination. And art-wise, he has outdone himself on those Eternals. It's just unreal.
And then I'm looking at the first splash page of issue number 1. It says, conceived, written, and drawn by Jack Kirby, in big capital letters with his name, as if there's no doubt that this is the Jack Kirby show here. And
the only insult is having Stan Lee's name bigger than his at the top.
Yeah, Stan
Lee presents.
Yeah, I tried
call him Mr. Presents.
Mr. Presents.
Mr. Presents.
That should have been Marvel Comics Presents, not Stan Lee.
Well, he was Mr. Presents back then. And what are you gonna do?
Well, he's the showman, so yep.
And he was out in California on a beach when that comic came out. He was not even in New York at that point doing anything. The Comic Relief Crusader. Hello there. Good to see you. Welcome, my friend. So now we're in week 2. In week 2, we have a fine Neil Adams. Again, notable. This was right smack dab in the middle of a classic Kree Skrull War, one of the most famous, comic book sagas of them all. Just happens to fall on this month here. The Neil Adams run with Roy Thomas, Tom Palmer on the inks of the Avengers. What astonishing stuff.
Well, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So
then like we said too many times, I thought Cap and Falcon had their book together. I didn't realize it was Cap. Then where's Falcon? What happened to Falcon? When you're reading, yeah.
Yeah, when I first started buying this title, it was called Captain America and the Falcon, and so they were a package deal. When I first saw Cap, that's what he was for me. And I love me some Herb Trimpe Hulk era with Severin inks. What a great era! I mean, again, I just love the Hulk, man. That was one of those titles. We talked about the spinner rack thing. I was talking to someone before I was talking to Purple about this the other night. We were showing all these, monster comics. I mean, Tomb of Dracula was a great comic. A lot of these great Marvel monster comics and DC, but mostly Marvel of the 70s. We were talking about that. And I was telling her, actually, there's some of these. I remember them. I've sold them here and there. I remembered them, but I didn't buy a lot of them because, you only have so much of your comic spending quartered. Your comic spending dollar as a kid on that rack.
Yeah.
And when I would see one of these books, I'd flip them and all that stuff and look at them. But if there was a Hulk book there,
sold.
If there was an Avengers, if there was a Cap or a Spidey, and of course it goes without saying an FF, It was it's first. I mean, it was just look, as you can see by these choices, everyone, I'm a superhero geek.
Yeah.
With the odd other example, for the most part, this whole each week, the 9-10 that I choose are superhero geek stuff. I admit it. Even when Subby had a fun comic.
Tiger Shark. Yeah.
Yeah, big two superhero stuff. That's just the way I was, folks. Again, I know it's but don't worry, we're gonna show all the other stuff too that came out that I did. We're gonna show the ones that didn't make the cut, but again, the King. Gil Kane covers. I mean, man, and yes, I would buy Conan though, of course, because why not? Barry Windsor Smith Ace before he put Windsor in this title. I always loved the Defenders, man.
Same here. Yep.
Why couldn't we have a movie, a real Defenders? Not the way they did it on the TV show.
Yeah.
Why not? This was the beginning too. This is before they had their own title. Oh, thank you so much, Raquel, for the 149 super sticker. I love you. You were too kind. Love you, love you, love you. You did not have to do that. You're the greatest.
Thanks, Raquel.
Yeah, we love you. And then again, more Kirby. I was telling when Kirby first went to DC. Hello there, Sir John. Good to see you. When Kirby first went to DC, he told them, he asked them. They say, "Well, what do you want to work on?" And he told them some things he wanted to do. He was going to build the fourth world and stuff. He said, "Give me your lowest selling comic." So they did. It was Jimmy Olsen. And needless to say, it wasn't the lowest selling comic for long. That was a big deal, dude. DC was putting those ads for months. King Kirby is coming. You ever seen those ads?
Kirby is coming.
Yeah, the king is on his way or something like that.
It's kind of like wrestling when there's, they steal wrestlers from, the WWE goes, AEW, they were, or like a sports team too. It's like, guess who we've got next year coming to our team? Yep.
Got one of the heavy hitters coming in.
Tom Brady. No, sorry, we don't want to kill. Sorry.
You mean Tom Lady? That's what I call him.
Yeah, I was watching a football game this weekend, and there was, of course, watching the Jets lose again. Someone I think posted, Sunday is really tough to be a Jets fan. I was having a great day, and it was a meme or something. Until I remember. No, I'm not. I'm a Giants fan, but until I remembered I was a Jets fan. We were watching the Jets play the Patriots because my cousins, of course, up in the Northeast, they're Brady, but so there's the Jets quarterback gets kind of tangled up and late hit or out of bounds, and no flag is thrown. The coach is going nuts, and I'm like, Pat, if that was Brady, there would have been a flag thrown. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. There would have been a flag thrown. Yeah.
If you sneeze near Brady, you get penalty, 15-yard penalty. If you hurt his feelings, you get a flag. So yeah, Tom Lady. So week 3, folks. Week 3. I went with one of the monster reprint books, as I always talk about. Man, and again, love the Gil Kane cover. There were no trade paperbacks except the occasional here and there back then, or not a lot though. Not everything was trade paperbacks. So they used to just do these. This is the way they did it. They reprinted some of their, it was pretty easy. And this was going on around this time because a lot of other companies were putting a lot of comics out, both Marvel and DC. Stan started it, but started flooding the racks with reprints to try to take up as much rack space as they could, whether it's spinner racks or drugstore racks or newsstand racks or what have you, because it were Marvel comics on it, and they had all that backlog. So what the hell? They would, and that was cheap. It was cheaper than making a new comic reprints. And they would do or they would make the front story a new one and then a bunch of reprints in the back. 20 cents. You got a lot of comics for 20 cents. And look, one of the greatest Neil Adams covers ever, in my opinion, right here.
Yeah. To pull a planet. Yep. Wow. That's great perspective too. I love that. To fit all that in a cover, that's great. Yeah.
You know what I love about this cover? Obviously the art. For years, the refrain about criticizing Superman, and you know how it was always Superman's not interesting because he's too powerful. Oh, shut up! He can't be written. You can't. I hated that. Alan Moore proved that was not true.
You just need a good writer.
Yeah, and people would bitch and moan about he can move planets. That's too much. Even Byrne whined about it, and so every time because he moved planets sometimes. And I don't give a crap. It's a kiddie comic. It's a kid's comic. You gotta understand the comics were aimed at young people. It was
Yeah, right.
goofy fun. And look at this fantastic Adams cover. And Dr. Fate's on there. How cool is
Yeah.
that? World's finest. So to hell with you, Superman can friggin' move a goddamn planet. Don't
Right.
whine about it. Yeah, and it's just like that came up in the 80s a lot. Even Alan Moore said, what the hell, it can move planets. And you can still write interesting story. And granted, it makes it a challenge to write an interesting story. I'm not saying it doesn't.
Makes it tougher, yeah.
But that's what you have adversaries for, folks. And an imagination. Another great Adams cover. Good God. And this is also Night of the Reaper, a classic. We talked about that, I think. Yeah.
Actually, I have that next to me right now in the reprint.
Oh, you do? That's right. You had that reprint.
Best of Volume 1. I put it out to show, to show everyone, I think, on one of your shows. Or
you do.
And my God, that issue is just, or that story is just amazing. That story.
Yeah. O'Neill and Adams.
Especially in that, that blown up format, like you're saying, when you watch them on the TV, you blow up the panels. And when I read that story, it was, and they've got the Marvel Comics characters spoofed in there.
Yep.
So it's
hilarious.
Grab that issue, everyone.
It's a classic. I love Boris Karloff. I didn't buy this comic that much back then, but I'm combining 1971 sensibilities with 2021. This is one I would have bought because I just love these crazy George Wilson covers, these painted covers for Gold Key, like they do with Star Trek and some of their other crazy comics.
Yeah, their covers always had that style. Like, it was a Gold Key comic without looking at the Gold Key most of the time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And I kind of frowned on collecting those too, as getting into collecting. I was probably the late 70s, early 80s, and those are Gold Key comics. Who wants who wants those? Then I did end up getting a bunch of them, and then of course when you look in the the dollar, well, back then it was the quarter bit, and you could have bought some of these comics for 25 cents, 10 cents. No one wanted them for a while.
Yep.
But then you read them. I was reading Turok, Son of Stone. There was some really good art and some good issues in there, even though they weren't considered quote unquote mainstream comics, but
plus
definitely good.
Boris Karloff was the greatest at playing the creature, the monster, Frankenstein's monster. I was working in the lab late one night. I mean, Boris was. I mean, I was just a huge fan of the Universal monsters and stuff, and so Boris Karloff. Didn't he host something like Chiller Theater or something? No, Chiller. No, Thriller. It was Thriller. Boris Karloff's Thriller. Yeah.
Interesting.
He was great. Yeah, man, he lived a pretty good long time. His last movie was called Targets. Weird movie. Here we're back to Neil Adams, and this, of course, is a landmark of sorts. This is the first appearance of Jon Stewart. For those of you who are fans of the Jon Stewart GL, I thought he was pretty good on the Justice League cartoon. I never was the biggest Jon Stewart fan, but that Justice League cartoon really made him popular, introducing an unforgettable new character who really means it when he warns, "Beware my power."
Yeah, you really entered in the mainstream too, because if you didn't read comics, you probably know Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, but then I don't want to say normies, but I guess you could say normies, right? The normies that would see the cartoon, and then hopefully they'd get into the comics and buy the comics that way. But great character, great introduction.
Well, Ironcaster, you were talking about what if we could get Peter Cushing's Dr. Frankenstein with Boris Karloff's monster? Huh. Well, yeah, Karloff played the monster only like 3 times, I think, didn't he? 3 or 4, maybe. And after that, you had, the weirdest one. You had Glenn Strange. No, before Glenn Strange, Bela Lugosi actually played the monster once, and it was didn't really work. Bella did not need to be the monster.
Yeah, I can't picture him as the monster. Yeah,
he was Igor, but he wasn't the monster. But I love it. For Halloween, I need to go try to find a set of the Blu-ray set with Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Oh, I love that one. That's great. I might have that one in my video collection. I'm not sure.
Another color cover. Yeah.
Hey, Turok, Son of Stone. There we go.
Oh, yeah. There's Turok. The more painted covers for you, Raquel. I mean, these were beautiful. I mean, George Wilson, that guy. You talk about prolific. They must have painted 2,000 covers or something crazy like that. And this guy almost never did any interiors. He was known for painting not just these covers, but from paperback books. That was
Yep.
his. I mean, that was his job, but he did gold key covers too. So he was not a guy that did a lot of I don't. I'm not sure he ever did any interior on any comic books. I'm fairly sure he did not, but because this is what he was, a painter. He just painted covers.
Yep.
And, pretty cool stuff. For Western, aka Gold Key. Some more creatures on the loose. Again, more Marvel old monster reprints with a Gil Kane cover. Flash, my Barry Allen Flash.
Look at that. Was that roller derby Colossal Kate? Not even the fastest man on earth can catch up to Colossal Kate.
Oh, yes, indeed. And then of course we got one of the goofiest Neil Adams covers. There's a lot of Neil Adams covers this week, like 4 of them, right? Yeah. This is one of the goofiest ones. Anytime you see, by the way, folks, the name Mike Frederick on a Justice League story for back then, expect hippie silliness. Just say. And then we're on to week 3. FF. This was meant to be the week before, and I got messed up. I screwed around. I'm sorry. We're week 4 actually. Oh, week 4.
Week 4. Okay.
Oh, we're week 4. Sorry, folks. We're week 4. I messed it. I got it backwards. The last one was week 3. So there we go. FF. That was supposed to be the week before. John Buscema times. There's Lockjaw. There's Crystal being a. Yeah. I think this one had a weird ass story where Ben gets stuck in another dimension where he meets another version of the Thing, quote unquote, but he finds out it's not really Ben. That it's Reed got turned into the Thing because he and Ben went on the rocket ride, and later he meets and he ended up with versions of the powers. He's the only one that ended up affected. It's been a long time since I've read the whole story, but it's a crazy one. If you can get this one and read that backup, Archie Goodwin was a great writer, though. So yeah, poor the departed Archie Goodwin. So,
yep.
That was a weird story. I don't know if you've ever read that one.
I'm trying to see if that's in my collection. I'm trying to remember it. I have most of the FF from 100 up, but I'm checking now to see if I have that one. But it's just classic stuff. I mean, even though that's the end of the Lee Kirby run, but still great. Some great FF issues there.
Well, there have been other weird versions of Reed also when he became the Brute.
That's true. Yeah.
Counter Earth and all that stuff.
Nope, don't have that one. I don't have that one. That's inconceivable.
Oh, I got you. Inconceivable. 118. I don't think it's probably not that expensive.
No.
And there are many reprints. Now here you got a Kirby reprint of the classic Inhuman saga from FF. What was it? FF 46, 47, at least part of it. But with the Gil Kane cover, though, Gil Kane trying to do what he's not really. He's done some FF, but he's not really made for the FF like Kirby is. But yes, so again, Marvel's greatest comics reprints of FF. You can't beat it.
I love those. Yeah,
love this Gil Kane cover. This is Gary Friedrich, I think Mike's brother or cousin or whatever he was. I don't know. Maybe one of the guys remembers. But yeah, I didn't mind the Brute that one issue he was in that with the Frightful Four for a while though. Gil Kane cover on that Allen Commandos. Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane.
Couldn't have a comic name that today, right?
No. No. Very patriarchy here. But yes. Well, so you guys can't just call it his name. It's got to have Superman's name on it. And you put him on the cover. Yeah, because boys buy comic books, and if you don't put Superman on the cover,
it's not going to sell, yep.
Sorry. What are you going to do? They got to sell comics.
But Lois was her own woman too, feisty, personality, reporter. So she was a great character on her own. She wasn't, defined by Superman, to use the jargon. But yeah, of course you're
Couldn't
gonna
carry
have.
your own comic either, though, because of no say.
No, you couldn't. Yeah.
No, man.
Well,
Hey, Catman, aka Diddy Myers, what's up, buddy? No, she just. I mean, look. Did
well,
you buy
neither
it?
could Jimmy Olsen, right? I mean,
No,
when you
not
think
really. There's no exactly no, but they did for a while. By the way, I'm just saying they always stuck Superman on the cover,
the Superman's in there though, yeah.
and it's super dickery because they always made Superman doing, always put Superman doing something like being an a-hole on the cover. Superman is a dick.com, folks. It's real. Western reprints. Great Gil Kane cover. Had to have it. Two gun thing. I don't know why. I just thought it would be fun to pick this one up.
I like those issues too. Yep. I first read those in a barbershop. Like, who's the 2-Gun Kid? They had all the the comics with no covers on them in the barbershop, or some of them, and then you'd ask the guy, "Can I take these?" Like, sure, yeah, get rid of that junk. Who needs them? You get more coming in. Like, oh, so this is great.
Oh yeah, 2-Good Kid. Let's see here, and again, Action Comics with a lot of Swanderson stuff. Nothing like the Swanderson team for Superman. And I love the Creeper. I don't know what it is,
Creeper,
but
yeah.
It's great. An Adams cover. I refuse to believe he inked this one though. I couldn't find an inker. Let's see here. This is a real kind of a crappy cover by Bob Oxner. Again, lots loaded with reprints. Adventure Comics, one of the longest running titles for DC ever.
Yep. Supergirl outfit.
I hate that outfit. That's a terrible
pants. Yep.
The one in the top though, in the corner, that's I like that one.
Yeah.
We're getting leg, This is this is one of, and by the way, when I say one of, there were a lot of different variations on her costume back then, and this costume really sucks.
Yeah.
I love this cover, just because it's Murphy Swan and Murphy Anderson. I have this one. Like I say, I have a pretty good collection of Superboy from that. It extends a good ways before this one, but I have a lot of gaps as well, but I do have a pretty decent one. And of course, you've got a Legion reprint in there. If I remember correctly, of course, written by Jerry Siegel. Yes, that one. It was a Bouncing Boy origin, I do believe. I think it was some
there you go. Yeah,
Legion 301. So
that was fun too. You get you always get some reprints. That's a 48 pager. So, but it was always fun. Like we've said, you couldn't buy the reprint separately. Or I remember back in the 70s, they had the ads. You could buy back comics, and you had to call, leave a message on a primitive answering machine, and then they would send you a list of comics they had for sale, and then you'd ask your mom to write someone in New York City a check, and she would say no. The X-Men 94 for $20 back then, but no, that's way too expensive, So, but you literally had to listen to like phone messages.
Oh, shite.
And then I remember that trying to do that a few times. It was not easy. So just to get those reprints in the back of the book was great. I still have some of those. I actually saved. I don't throw anything out, so I think I have some of those ads that I sent away for left a message with it was like cheap photocopy paper with all the prices and the issue numbers of what was available. But that was how you got back issues back then. Or you go to shows, but there weren't that many probably. So not easy.
Well, no, but it was fun. It was again buying comics was so much fun back then. Let's see here. What was it? Well, now, folks, the ones that got away, the comics that were on the racks that I did not buy because I was too much of a superhero geek. But again, it just gives you an example. If you just look at how many freaking titles there were.
God, yeah.
It's just... Now, I do believe last time we were doing this, I think it was you, Phantom Outsider, if I remember correct. You're the man that does that sort of thing. Added up how much it would cost you to buy every one of these comics that came out in October 1971 from all of the publishers. Everyone I'm gonna run through real quick. I'm going to highlight a few. And that was, when he did that, it just blew me away, the number he came out with.
Yep.
one of the things about this, if you look though, that always kind of tickles me, is I picked 9 to 10 each week, right? So, and it was almost all Marvel, DC, and a couple of Gold Key and Charlton here and there. But they had a lot of publishers back then. Dell, look at it, Alvin, as in Alvin and the Chipmunks. Archie Comics was thriving back then. It's an Archie Christmas special. Beetle Bailey, Charlton was actually doing very well. Marvel and DC were trying to kill these companies by, taking up rack space, of course, but there was competition. Billy the Kid. I got a buddy of mine that always used to say, man, he loved Charlton's Billy the Kid. I never picked it up that much. Yep. I don't think I ever. Then look at this, though. Look at these Career Girl Romances, number 66.
There you go. There's a quality. But yeah, there were a ton of romance comics, though. Yeah, just below it, Just Married, number 81.
How about that, folks? How about who would buy? Let me tell you. I want to see a show of hands. Who back then is who's going to the rack, folks, right now, and buying this comic? I want to know.
Career Girl Romances, yeah.
Career Girl Romances. So you know what that tells me? Am I being sexist? Or that there were girls buying comics? We used to tease and say, girls don't buy comics. Well, what boys bought this in 1971? Besides you, Phantom Outsider. Yeah. We know you bought it, of course. I'm just kidding. Dragon Wheels. Oh, look, War Stories Combat. Man, these covers, look at this. That's pretty cool.
And that issue of Career Girl is going for $2.50 right now. So
wow, you get the price.
It can still be yours. It can still be yours.
Oh no! See, Raquel would not have bought it. Oh, by the way, yes. For October, you did it. Oh, look, man, the Phantom Outsider, you the man. So for October, all the comic books that I bought, that I showed you, and the ones I'm about to show you, every single comic book by every single publisher for that month in 1971 comes to $26.85 for 117 comics. Steve Ernest, hello there. Do you know how much it would cost? How many comics right now at your LCS, your local comic shop, or wherever, even if you went to Balls and Squirtle? How many comics could you get for $26.85 right now?
5.
5, right. Maybe 5.
Maybe 5, yep.
You might be able to squeeze 5 in there.
Yep.
That's 117 comics. And some of them are even good.
So that was 1971, right?
50 years ago.
And that was 20. I'm doing the inflation calculator. So that was 20. What was it? 26.85. 26.85, right? Let's calculate that. Right. So today that would be spending $181.86.
Say again?
That would be equivalent to $182 in today's, $2021. That $26. So although it's only $26, it's still, but I'm sure people out there spend, D. Bud Martin would say, former comic book owners, store owners, right? Maybe some of their best customers would spend, $200 a month, but most of the time I would spend $50 a month. So that's still a lot less than what it would cost you.
Hey, Punk Waddle.
There are no real current comics.
That's a good point there, Phantom.
For the win, yeah. But I mean, yeah. But today, if you compare that, with the $5 comics, I mean, comics are way too expensive. I mean, it's they should print them on cheaper paper, and with the the popularity of the movies, you'd think you'd have a ton of comics out there, but it's just I mean, the comics are $5 a comic. I mean, it's
so for 20 pages.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons I like doing this follow-up thing with these other comics is just to give you an idea of the trends of the industry. That's 117 books in that 1 month from 4, 5, 6 different publishers. And again, we've already seen TV tie-in cartoon-based stuff, right? Archie, its particular brand of type comic. And now we got, look at all the horror comics. Ghost Manor number 2. Ghost Stories number 31. Both one Charlton, one Dell. MF Enterprises, horror. This dude who ran MF Enterprises, he was a shady motherfucker. MF didn't mean motherfucker, but NF didn't mean mofo. But I'm just saying, the guy was Weird. He had the guy. He did a lot of. He tanked in a couple of other comics before. Did you see Popeye? I think Raquel said Popeye. Where's Popeye? I know there's a Popeye series. Anyway, look, you got Little Monsters, Gold Key. You got Just Married, like you said. Oh my God. Just Married. Okay. Show of hands. Oh, look, there's Hot Rods. Hot Rods. Show of hands. Who's buying Just Married? All right. You look. That's, by the way, that's 32. That's 32 pages for 20 cents.
I married a monster. I married a monster. Who wrote that? And did he go home to his wife that night?
Raquel said no. So Raquel would not be buying this one off the time machine spinner rack worth there.
That'd be fun to read one of those issues to see what the hell is in them.
Yeah, I like this one. I mean, this is a comic I think I may have actually bought at some point. Hot Rods. I know one of my brothers did.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Johnny Storm would have bought that comic.
That looks like an Alex Toth cover. He did Hot Wheels, not Hot Rods. I don't know why it looks like an Alex Ross cover. Not Alex Toth, not Alex Ross.
That's a
one is a comic book cartooning god, the other's a jackass.
I'll tell you in a second. Let's see.
It probably wasn't because he did Hot Wheels. But anyway, Skywald. I know my buddy Hungry Boy likes Skywald. Did you buy those weirdo Skywald mags? No judgment, Hungry Boy, if you did. Let's see here. I would rather buy all the Romance Archie Harvey comics than any current comic. Absolutely. Hey, D-Bud, I'm not making fun of those comics. I'm just talking about them. Okay, I love some of the romance stuff, but Just Married, I'd sooner buy I'm Not Starfire. Now, should you really go that far? That's a little bit far.
Just Married had to have been better.
I mean, yeah, look. Yeah, come on. Just Married has to be better than whatchamacallit. What was it called? That. Oh, there's Popeye. There we go. This is for Raquel.
I'm strongster. If it's because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
All right, enough of that noise. Let's see. All right, here you go. All right, here you go. Listen. What are we gonna? How about
Secret Romance? Wow.
How about Secret Romance number 16, folks? Do I have any buyers? People think I'm making fun of them if they bought this comic. I'm not. I'm marveling, if you pardon the pun, at how many comics.
Well, I mean, if you look at this, website, and you go back to like when we were doing the FF, anniversary. Before that, I mean, before the FF came out, was mainly monster comics that Marvel was publishing, and romance comics and detective, crime comics. If you go back to the spinner rack from those, and Marvel, I mean, they did have, obviously, Namor and the old Human Torch, but it was, if you look at their lineup, and as you're saying, that saved Marvel, but that's the business they were in before, was mainly all those. And a lot of them were, what was it, Millie the Model, and a bunch of
Night Nurse,
there were a bunch of comics, directed at girls too. So,
yeah. Wait a minute. Well, see, D-Bud's buying them all. Good, man. Hey, look, don't think anybody's getting made fun of for any of your comic book choices. I'm marveling, again, if you'll pardon the pun, at the diversity of, and not diversity in the phony ass way, of how many different types of genres are represented here. Back then, 50 years ago this month. I think that's a great thing. But let's see here. Forgot what I was doing now. What was I doing? Oh, we'll get to Tarzan, I promise, Raquel. Teen Confessions. That's the one for you, though. I'm making it sound like I'm making fun of these comics. I'm not.
No, but you'd never see titles like that today, or are there romance comics today, or
Look,
I mean, actually, there were choices for whatever you wanted. It was there, right? You got monsters, you got romance, you got it. Yeah.
Well, they got it all. But look, this one has a free pin-up poster of David Cassidy.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go.
You
We both said
now
there
you're
you
buying
go.
that one, right, Raquel? Just kidding.
I saw David Cassidy in concert, yeah, in Vegas. Yep.
But we're making Raquel. Well, I'm making Raquel barf here.
She barf, yeah.
I'm sorry.
She wanted she would have bought it if it had the Leonard Nimoy poster in it.
Yep. Let's see here. So again, but no, it's all these love titles. I mean, even I don't remember that many being out there. Terra Tales, Chippendale, but again with the that's Walt Disney tie-in there. Archie, yay Daredevil. Archie again, yay Kirby. House of Secrets, DC getting in on the horror stuff. Yep. Jughead, Kid Colt, Outlaw. This is one
Eric K is saying he's not feeling great. So yeah, hope you feel a little bit better, Eric K. Yep. So
Eric, feel better, buddy.
Yeah,
you take care,
go
bro.
Lay down and rest. Yep.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, buddy. Yep, Kubert cover. That's a nice one.
Raquel says, no David in my room.
No David Cassidy?
The Spacco pinup from A Piece of the Action. Now, that could be there if we inspected Raquel's room. Yep.
I used to watch the Partridge Family. I admit it.
Yep. The Pink Panther. I love those Pink Panther comics. Yep.
Yeah, just let's see here. Just for you, Raquel, you said you wanted some more. There's some Tarzan. I love Tarzan. Love that cover. All right, let's see here. What I am. Yep, Pink Panther. Boom, boom, boom. I love this Harlem Globetrotters comic. I used to love the Globetrotters.
Yeah. And then when they had those ABC specials with the Globetrotters, you didn't want to miss those. I mean,
it's actually Hanna-Barbera Fun in number 10. Globetrotters and Dastardly and Muttley. Let's see if I can do the Dastardly one. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the Muttley left.
Muttley.
I can't. Ugh, it hurts. Woo, that was painful. Ouch. Ouchie. I love Dastardly and Muttley.
Fat Albert.
Where?
Raquel said Fat Albert. Yep. No, Raquel said in the chat Fat Albert. Yeah.
Albert. Why? Gonna have a good time. I love it. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Here we go. GI Combat. Great cover. I should have probably put it on my list. Wow, that's a great cover. Look at that.
Haunted Tank. Yep.
I love Haunted Tank. Again, another thing you couldn't do today, Haunted Tank.
Yeah.
That's why I was just absolutely astonished when on an episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold that they actually had, which is one of the greatest cartoons ever, of course, they had Haunted Tank on an episode. I couldn't believe it.
Yep.
Given, who he is and stuff, there's no way they would do that today.
Not today, no.
There's a Flintstones comic. And there's the Witching Hour. And here we go. We got to look at Vampy. More, this cover aggravates me because Vampy's not on the damn cover. Why is Vampirella not on her own damn cover? Why?
Come on, give us Vampirella.
Yeah, damn it. I probably didn't even bother to flip through this one at the store. And I would stop and look through Vampirella every time.
Were allowed to bring Vampirella home at a certain age?
No. Are you kidding me?
No.
We were talking. Yeah. I was talking about this with Purple the other night because we were talking about all these horror comics or these superheroes. And we were talking about the title Son of Satan. DC, Marvel's comic Son of Satan, where he's Damien Hellstrom. And I'm like, this is in 1970s, early 70s, especially the Bible Belt or anywhere down in the South. They already thought all of my comic books were demonic. They maybe burned them all. And I never bought Son of Satan. I didn't really want it. I bought other titles. I didn't really, I have a lot of people who are fans of it. You think I could have, even if I talked to another friend of mine who mentioned that the other night when he heard me talking to Purple about it, says, yeah, I couldn't bring home 90% of the kids could not bring a comic book home called Son of Satan.
Yeah.
And they went for a while.
No, I went to Catholic school. That wasn't an easy one to. No, I don't. And then I mentioned too. I had playing D&D was a big controversy too. And then I had deities and demigods. So what we did, we covered all our D&D books up with book covers, so no one knew what they were, and actually helped protect the books. So all my D&D books are in really great shape because we couldn't let the nuns know what we had, and some of the parents. Yeah.
Yep, that was a no-no. What am I? Oh, there we go. Oh, I would not. Yeah, this is for you, D-Bud.
And Raquel says she read Hot Stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, that you could get away with because he's a cute little demon, right?
Yeah, I mean, even Hot Stuff you could probably get in a little trouble with, but not as much. No.
Yeah.
Phantom Outsider says, I could bring home any book I wanted, but wasn't a horror fan. But yeah, I did get Son of Satan and Ghost Rider. I also went to Catholic school. Well, I could get away with Ghost Rider, except I didn't really buy it all that often. But what's that? Love Star Trek Saturdays. Lots of fun. Oh, thank you for that, Catman. We appreciate you having you here on Saturday nights. We have a lot of fun, and you all are a great part of that. See, I probably could have got away with Hot Stuff because it looks cartoony, but there's no, or even Casper.
Yep.
Oh, Tweety and Sylvester.
I got it to a putty cat. Suffering fuckatage.
Gosh.
I did.
Those are some great
putty
cartoons.
cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Tom and Jerry. What are the odds they had? This is totally by coincidence. They have Tom and Jerry right next to Sylvester and Tweety.
Yep.
Weird. Isn't that weird? Isn't that a little out there?
Yep. Gold key.
Yep.
Got Tom and Jerry
says,
cartoons. God, staple of the youth of my youth.
So much funny. Yeah, it is a family gathering. That's the way we look at it too, Catman. And I hope, by the way, your wonderful wife is doing better, my friend. Let's see here.
Hope so too. Yep.
Another war comic. Well, these war comics were serious stuff back then. And you could get away with a lot of stuff on these too. They almost always had a Kubert cover. Yep. David. Oh, I have a Balloon Buster story in it. I loved him. Unknown Soldier. I probably have a reprint of this somewhere. I don't know. Because again, it was only people have to understand sometimes you bought within your wheelhouse. You bought the stuff you didn't have time. If you were a kid back then, you couldn't buy extraneous, just you couldn't experiment that much. If you wanted to buy like one of these comics to experiment, but you saw a Hulk or a Spidey or something that was something you wanted that you loved, you went for the one that you love.
Or plus you would only see the superhero ones most of the time too. I mean, these are, I was only 3 at the time, but when you went to the spinner rack, right? I guess the wasn't room for every issue. So
yeah.
Or the, or the
Yeah.
drugstore, if you went to like a bigger store in New York or where I am, but like, in my small town, you'd have, the guy wouldn't carry every comic either. So you might not even have a chance to buy all these. So it's not like today when you go into a comic book store and they've got, pretty much almost every issue that's available you can grab. So it was just what was available, and then, even though they were much cheaper, it was still, what were the comics here? 25 cents at this time of the
They were 20 and some of the gold keys were 15 cents.
Yeah, so around 20 cents, right? So let's see how much 20 cents was
15
worth
cents
today.
for gold keys. Look at this. This is a Walt Disney adaptation of the film Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Remember that?
Yeah, yep. Angela Lansbury.
Yeah. Well, again,
So
like I said, a major trend of these back then was movie and TV tie-ins, and not really Marvel or DC at that point. It was Gold Key, Charlton, and others. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say 20 cents in 1971
Marvel
is equivalent to a buck 35 today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I mean, or as D-Bud was saying about, just a little bit above $1. Yeah, so say try 15 cents is $1, right? So yeah, so that makes sense. A comic was $1, right? and purchasing, what was this, you buy it compared to like buying a soda or something, right? A can of soda. So, and then a special issue, that extra 5 cents, got you 48 pages, right? So, Roadrunner. Can't do that today. Yep. Can't drop things on animals.
Yep. Beep, 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 beep. Wild E. Coyote, super genius. It's 15 cents and it's 32 pages, though, dude. A lot of them are ads, but still, that's pretty good considering what you get now.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a kid had a whole bunch of funny book to sit there and read, and yes, kids called them funny books for a while back then. Most of my I don't know what uncles, they all did. Everyone remember this one?
H&R Puffin Stuff.
He's I can't do it. If I continue, I'll sing my perverted version of it just out of habit that I should not sing on here.
Don't sing the not safe for work version. Yep.
And we have one more painted cover dedicated to Raquel. This is one I almost bought. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
Ripley's Believe It or Not. True ghost stories.
I would have bought that. Yeah,
they're true, folks. Yeah, that's a nice. I think that's probably a Wilson cover, but I don't know for sure.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Still have one. Yeah. Yep. Just crazy. Again, spooky covers. They had some. And I guess I didn't buy those covers much. Oh, look at that, Raquel. I may have to read that. Yeah, this is issue number
30.
Number 30 of Ripley's Ghost Stories. Believe it or not.
Well, that one's expensive, $60.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the next one's worth $130.
No kidding.
Yeah, if you got that one in your
collection.
I don't know why, but yeah, it's
I don't either.
$130. Yep. Well, everything is going up. Like the last few years, everything is just people are grabbing it, but grabbing things and boom, it's going up in value.
Just because yeah.
Which is good for us collectors, but these key collectors are going after all these issues and and all the slabbing and grading and so I guess I as a comic book collector, I guess I should shut up and not complain, but it's getting tougher to fill in those holes in your back issue runs.
Yep. On sale. Tell you what, I'm gonna pick a random month before this, just so we could find some more painted covers to show Raquel. Look what. This was January of 71. We got our Turok for you.
Hey, we got Paulie stop by. Hey, Latino Slap was watching your fundraiser tonight. Great job raising money for the little guys out there, the animals.
That
and the
was
dogs.
amazing.
Yep.
Save the pups. I put that link in here, but let me put it in again because it's been since the start of the show. What's up, Paulie? Good to see you. How did everything go, man? I hope. Save the puppies. I hope it went well for the pups.
Hope so too. Yep.
Let's see here.
Like grabbing that link too. Let's see. Here we go.
There we go.
Strut your mutt.
Is that what it's called? Oh, there you go. But yes, let us know how it went, brother. But this is for you, Raquel. I thought I would find you a few more painted covers. The Turok Son of Stone, not a George Wilson cover, probably, but let's see. Each month there were a couple of them, of course. But let's see if we can find another one. Oh, that was the only one that month.
Huh.
That's all right. Let's see if there's one February. Oh, there's a Tarzan.
There's Tarzan. Yep.
Got a few of them this month. Wow.
That's nice. Yep.
I would have bought this one. You said it was awesome. Fantastic, dude. I'm glad it went well. Good for the puppies. Good for the puppies. How you like that one, Raquel? Tarzan of the Apes. That's a great one.
Classic. Yep. I love those painted covers too. It's
Yeah.
It always seems like the dinosaur ones or like anything with dinosaurs. It always seemed like those are painted, and Tarzan or certain genres seem to have more painted covers too.
Yep. Now that's a Wilson, I think, right there. That's Dark Shadows. Great. I know we have some Dark Shadows fans here. Can you hear that music now? Wah, 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 wah. Have you ever seen Dark Shadows? Wow.
Yep. And
Man.
Punkwell's saying, was that the Robot Chicken song? You don't want to sing the Robot Chicken song now either.
Well, you know what that is? You know what that's from, right?
What's that from?
You know what? That's from Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, that's Dawn of the Dead? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a song in the mall up in Pittsburgh where that film was seen. It does in Dawn of the Dead when they went into the mall, the original, not the remake crap.
Yeah.
They had this music in the mall. And but it was really, it's all throughout the film. It's, and then even in Shaun of the Dead, the hilarious movie that what's his face, Simon Pegg made.
Yeah.
I remember I was looking through the special features on my DVD of that, and they were playing that music with just because because original Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Original Dawn of the Dead was Anyway, let's see. Now the original soundtrack by Goblin is freaky beyond belief. We got another Boris Karloff. Oh, look at that one. Boris Karloff telling stories about a dragon of doom.
Nice motorcycle.
I was working in the lab late one night. Yes. How about that one, Raquel? How much? Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me, number one, that you don't know what Dark Shadows is?
Barn. Yeah.
Are you?
It's like a vampire soap opera is the best way to explain it, I guess, right?
In the late 60s, early 70s, late 60s, right? There was a TV daytime soap opera called Dark Shadows. In the first couple of seasons, it was just kind of like a gothic horror romance type thing, whatever. And eventually along came a character called Barnabas Collins, who was a vampire. And the show lasted for well over 1,000 episodes, many years. And it was based on a nothing budget because it was a daytime soap opera. Came on every day. And it became a cult classic. They made a couple of movies later.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was in.
No. I'm talking, not that remake trash. I'm talking about,
okay.
They did a movie, House of Dark Shadows, and they did Night of Dark Shadows.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, there you go. Hungry Boy says, first soap opera to use supernatural horror, yeah. To hook housewives, I think it is. And I remember back in the early, it's huge. It's all, it's easily to get. It's a great show. Steve Mitchum's not here now, but he's a huge fan of this show.
He loves Dark Shadows, yeah.
He loves Dark Shadows. And Dark Shadows, remember the Sci-Fi Channel when they first started? Remember we were talking about that a lot recently, when the Sci-Fi Channel just started?
Yep.
This is one of the things that they showed. Yes, I know it's not sci-fi, it's horror, but
Yeah. So I'm looking at Gold Key, Dark Shadows, published from 1969 to 1976. There are 35 issues that you need to collect, Raquel. You can actually buy a book that collects a bunch of the issues at a trade, not all the issues, for $50.
Yeah.
And the first issue will set you back around $300. But most of them are between $20 and $40. So this is the enabling segment. So yeah, it'll cost you a pretty penny.
Once it gets going and you got Jonathan Frid as the vampire, it's not much like a soap. It's a soap opera, but it's a gothic horror soap opera. So yeah,
kind of like I don't want to not like a True Blood, but in True Blood in the sense of True Blood added a lot of soap opera elements. I think it was definitely influenced by Dark Shadows in terms of the relationships and things like that.
I wonder if that StreamYard's doing that to your microphone, or it's doing it's similar, but not quite what it was doing to
with
Raquel the other night.
Well, my internet has been really messed up here. I called Cablevision
cool.
last week.
No biggie.
I'm only getting 30 gigabytes, or 30 gigabytes. 30. I'm getting about a tenth of the speed I'm supposed to get that I'm paying for, but it's the whole neighborhood is messed up. So they haven't fixed it a week later. So yeah, let me know.
I'm not sure if that's what it is or not, because it's just kind of, you were fine up until a few minutes ago. I don't know. How's everyone else hearing Mark? Because you're getting a lot of static and stuff. Now, it's not a biggie. It'll pass.
Yep.
There's another painted cover. Ripley's Believe It or Not True. Believe It or Not True, Demons and Monsters. Yeah, these Ripley's covers or something.
Yeah, well, tell the Catholic nuns where the real demons and monsters are so they can take care of them, please. Yep.
Well, if you want to see some beautiful art, we're gonna, there's a comic book artist. Tell you more about which one? Talking about Dark Shadows,
and the Ripley she liked too. Yep.
Well, you remember Ripley's Believe It or Not was it was a museum originally, was it not? And they even had a TV show. Remember?
And then the book too that we always used to buy the book, and Scholastic would sell the Ripley's Believe It or Not books too, which were a lot of fun. So you'd buy those books, and I remember seeing like the guy with the fingernails that were 30 inches long, that kind of longest hair, crazy, all kinds of crazy stuff. And I think they still have a museum in New York City that's I've been to a few times. They've got like the world's tallest man,
one of those
all kinds of crazy
museum things.
Yeah, like shrunken heads in one corner, and whatever you don't want to believe, they've got it. So some freaky stuff.
Well, look, there was in a way, we're honoring not only a great artist, but a great fan of an artist, because as we all know, even though this is not Monday night, we love our buddy. Are the comics good? I don't think I've ever read any of those. Hello there, Oliver Belmonte. I don't think I ever read any of those comics of those Ripley's. I probably didn't buy any of them. So, but someone here will know. That's right. Jack Palance was on that show.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah, I like watching those. Yep.
But our good buddy, the great Mark C., who we honor, was a big fan of this gentleman, and this was his birthday. He's also passed. But we celebrate great comic book art here. Bernie Wrightson was a master of comic book art. He didn't do a lot, but he was a master of horror art. It is Halloween after all. So I think we'll look at a little bit of his art here.
Good idea.
Because we're in a comics mode tonight anyway. And he is best known comics-wise for his brilliant Swamp Thing run with Lynn Wein. But Wrightson was just phenomenal. And
and that's another artist. When you see his style, it's him, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. This is one of his works. He did this Frankenstein novel adaptation for Marvel. I still have this art. I have the soft cover of this. Our great friend Mark C. had a real elaborate, expensive version of this book.
Nice.
Wow,
that's amazing. Yep.
I mean, it's beautiful art. I mean, the guy was just phenomenal. And I was lucky enough to meet him once. Nice guy. Just look at this. I mean, his black and white stuff is fantastic. We'll look at some Swamp Thing stuff in a minute, because I love his Swamp Thing. My favorite is his Swamp Thing stuff, of course. But he was a master of horror art.
Yeah, the lines, the details, it's just in black and white form, it's brilliant.
Oh yeah, I mean, his black and white is amongst the best. I mean, a lot of great artists who excel in black and white. And obviously he does great color stuff too. I love this Batman by him.
Yeah, it works in horror. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Batmans by Wrightson. I got it when I got his autograph. I just bought a little Batman picture from him and got a sign from him back in the '90s.
Yep.
But he was fantastic. What a brilliant artist! I love his Frank. Like I said, I love his Frankenstein. His Frankenstein book. I still have I just have a regular paperback of it. Mark C had a really a pretty expensive volume of it.
And that art they're just saying is sold for over $1 million. Wow.
Oh, his art's expensive.
Yeah.
Yes. His art is very expensive. He was phenomenal. So many great comic. I mean, look, these guys today, I have trouble calling them artists. Ones who draw on computers and all this kind of crap.
Well, I got a friend who's an artist who does both.
Some of them are, yeah.
But there's a real talent there that you can see the garbage art. I think the people will be garbage on paper too. I mean, you've got to be creative. And my buddy Chris, he said you got to have that technical know-how and that skill to do it on paper before you can really do it well on computer. I'm sure there's some people who only use computer, but just the way you when you watch an artist work, I'm sure you've seen all, of course, see those videos on YouTube, but just amazing when they when they create something like, or if you've been to a convention and have an artist do something for you to draw something. So I met Ethan Van Scriber and we're like, oh, can you draw Spider-Man for my son? And he's like, oh, I don't draw him that often. And then I have you just use the backing board, but just to see how they start drawing lines and how the picture comes into shape. He's like, well, that's kind of crappy. And everyone around the table is like, oh my God, that's such an amazing Spider-Man. And, it's like, well, yeah, he's like, that's not that good. And everyone's like, what do you mean that's not that good? He's like, well, I could do a much better job, but I hope your son likes it. It's hanging on his wall right now. So, it's just there's a certain technique and skill, and if you're the computer, like you're saying, the computer's not going to make you a good artist. It's just going to maybe let you cut some corners and maybe you can copy things or do things. But and you've got to have that eye too to come up with a great. I mean, look at that cover you're showing there. Like that's you're scared looking at that cover. Just it's sinister, and then the lighting, yes. And then look at the water. Water looks like it's dripping from her hands. I mean, you'd never get a cover like that today from most of the artists that are out there doing comics.
All the greats are gone. The ones that I loved anyway. It's just good Lord, this guy was unbelievable. Bernie Wrightson, and he did. By the way, the thing about Wrightson is he did a lot, but not compared to some. Not compared to some artists. He was not super prolific in comics as far as many titles. He did a lot of covers. He did a lot of other stuff, and yet he made such an extraordinary mark on comics. Yes, Oliver. I remember that now that Dean Cain did a Ripley show. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep. That's right. Yep. Definitely.
Yep. Thank you, Raquel. Again, Hungry Boy, and here's a guy. Look, I can't draw flies, like I always say. Hungry Boy knows comic book art because he is an artist. I can talk about what I know and what I like, and the names and all that stuff, but I'm not an artist. I just know what I like, as the saying goes, and I know which ones I love. And this guy, Bernie Wrightson, I mean, just. And it's fun. Yeah. It's funny about all these great artists like this, because I know it always. I'm obsessed with Kirby. It goes back to Kirby. Every one of them respected Kirby, including Wrightson, and every one of them would just tell you how phenomenal he was. But this would have been Wrightson's birthday. Look at that, man! Heritage Auctions. You don't think this goes for a pretty penny right there?
Oh no, the cover, all the original art now has gone bonkers because the collectors realized, hey, we've got comics, the comics market. What else can we collect? And it is, I got to say, I mean, I only have one splash page of original art from Prince Valiant, and I wish I had bought more. It was always expensive though. I mean, it was like 30, 40, 50, $100. When you buy back issues, when you go to a show or something. But looking back on it now, I mean, they're they're thousands and thousands of dollars, so it's really appreciated. But it's gorgeous to look at just those black and white pencils, from some of the comics and even before they're inked. So it's and then you see how the artist
Yes.
worked and that the size that he's working on, and yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, as Hungry Boy says, Bernie could not be prolific because he had twice as many lines per panel as Steve Rude. So he couldn't get as many books out there. Every line takes time. Well, that makes sense. And again, he did one of the rare times he did something other than monsters, and yet it was monsters. He rarely did. He did Batman the Cult, and I don't think he was one of his better works at all. I think he did The Weird for DC. I didn't think that was, again, that's superheroes, but he could take the two biggest monster superheroes, the Hulk and the Thing, and this was one of the most fun comics. Goofy, silly, ridiculous fun. Jim Starlin did the script, right? It's in the art. I have this, of course. This is one of the when they really were graphic novels. This was an actual, real graphic novel, and this was a hoot. It was fun, silly stuff.
Yep, great art. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, just some phenomenal art.
Well, I was at a Comic-Con years in the 90s, and I won like a door prize, and I was in college living in a dorm, and it was a Wrightson prize, and you could have him draw something. So I asked him to draw the Thing and Swamp Thing, but I never got it. So I don't, I was like, back then there were no cell phones, and I don't know if it ever, whatever happened to it. But you like, I won the door, one of the door prizes. You buy, a ticket for a door prize, and they called me in my dorm room. It was a show that was, on campus, and then I told told the guy what I wanted. You could pick something, and never got it. And then of course I never, I didn't have their number. Was no email, no cell phones back then. I was like, oh God, imagine if I'd had that Swamp Thing versus the Thing, that drawing, or maybe I shouldn't say that, but maybe the guy got it. Oh, this is too cool. I'm going to keep it for myself.
Bastard.
Yeah, I don't know, but
damn it.
I want my Thing versus Swamp Thing. Yep.
He probably stole it. Like, this is this is just this. I reread this recently. It's just so goofy, but it was fun.
I love the way he draws the Hulk in this. Yeah.
This is the hilarious last page. I don't want to know what these pages go for now.
Yeah.
That's the one I would want right there.
That's a great one.
There's Bernie. We'll take a look at the Swamp Thing in a minute. But this was, again, he did a Spider-Man thing called Hooky. Did you ever see that one?
No.
It was also one of the same line of graphic novels. It's just called Hooky.
Let's see if
weird too. I got it.
Well, if I see it, maybe I'll jog the rusty memory.
There you go. It was, again, is it his greatest work or anything? I don't know, but it's pure Wrightson. And seeing him do a Spider-Man book, it's just crazy.
Wow, look at that panel.
Yeah. I remember when I bought this, something like, wait a minute, are you sure Wrightson's doing a Spider-Man graphic novel?
Is that about the time of McFarlane or?
Oh, hell no, this was 80s. Well, yeah,
it's 86, right? Would that have been
this
around?
Was like 80, is it 86? It was a little before him. He was, McFarlane started on Infinity Inc., and he did a Batman Year 2 thing, and then he went to Marvel, I guess. So he didn't do a lot of. So I don't know. It was around somewhere.
No, I'm just wondering when, because that's an. I was gonna say that's an amazing Spider-Man, but I'm sorry. Sorry.
Amazing Spider-Man. Crazy stuff, though.
You're
It's
gonna
great
get clobbered for that, yeah.
This is amazing right here. All right, then got me doing it.
Yes,
this Spider-Man page is amazing. It's a beautiful book, though. I probably don't have it anymore, which I'll never. It's probably expensive as AF, as the kids say. Although they're later printing, I think it was. I think it went into later printings. I mean, so you could probably get the thing.
Let me see if I can find it on my
comic book
program.
I'm gonna bet you it is de-expensive. Yep. De-expensified.
And that was just a one-off trade, right?
Yeah, not even a trade. It
Yeah.
was actually a Marvel graphic novel when they're in the
Considered
Marvel graphic novel series. Yeah, you know me. That's a pet peeve when people call a trade a graphic novel.
That's true. Yep. Okay, let's see. Near mint. Oh, only $18. Not bad.
Probably for a first
Rapper.
printing. They're later printing, so
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, later printing $7.50, $5. Yep.
Oh, there you go. It's about what $5 is about what it was originally. This is beautiful.
That cover's amazing. Yeah. God.
You have that
wraparound. Yeah, wraparound. Yep, that's gorgeous. Yep.
That's insane. It's a funny story though. I mean, kind of a This is some of the best art you'll ever see on a Spider-Man comic. That's amazing stuff. Like, there, you got me doing it again.
It's Spidey and it's amazing.
Guilty as charged.
God dang it.
Come on, Mark.
But of course, I mean his most important work for me, as you know, as far as a comic book artist is concerned, will always be his Swamp Thing.
Yep. And
you can't talk Wrightson on his birthday without talking some Swamp Thing. This would be inhuman. Even though he doesn't draw humans very much.
Yeah, you can't say. Yep. Inhuman. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm lucky to own issues 1 and 2 of Swamp Thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got a buddy of mine has them all of his issues.
Yeah.
I think he did the first 8 or 9.
Let's see.
Well, the other night when we were on Nick's show,
he did the first till number 13.
We did 13. Okay. Wow.
Not 13. No, I'm not. No,
sure?
10.
Was it 10? Okay.
10 issues, yeah.
I bet looking at this burning stuff is making Clobberin Times enjoy Kelly. Kelly Jones. What a ripper. Ugh. Kelly Jones sucks, man. He's what a total ripoff, and it's just, dude, he has no shame. I can't stand him. It's just such a ripoff.
Yeah, that's what I remember when McFarlane left Spider-Man, then Larson came in and they, he had to like copy McFarlane, and I was like, this is horrible. Just draw your own stuff, have your own style, just do your.
If you have a style.
I'm sure some of it was the editors telling him to copy McFarlane, but it was just pale imitation. Not that I can draw. I always preface it, not that I can draw, but
no, but
yeah.
Don't you think somebody's going, dude? Look, you're really ripping Wrightson. I mean, you gonna rip Kirby next? No, there's some artists that did rip Kirby, and it didn't matter. And I don't mean Rip Kirby the character. There was a character called Rip Kirby, but it was a rip off Kirby. Sorry, like Rich Buckler did, but it was on FF, and sit on it, and they kind of just did that. A couple of other ones with Ron Friends did, and it looked kind of cool. As far as aping Kirby style. Who else? Who's that guy? God, I can't remember the other dude's name on Thor. A couple different Thor artists were doing it, but I don't know. The way it really rubbed me the wrong way, the way Kelly Jones did it. Not just because he sucks. I'm like, you're gonna rip Wrightson. What? Get out of here.
Yeah, like his Bane, I always hated. I mean, some people maybe like it, but like his Bane, I thought was horrible.
Yeah,
but, with all the crazy muscles and stuff, and the dots on them, and I mean, certain people like, you can't really argue. You try to argue art's horrible or bad, I'll say if I don't like something, or you say, oh, that's cool, but certain people might love it, but it always some of the stuff mystifies me how it's being sold today, and I'm still buying, full disclosure, some current comics. So
yes, you are.
I am
much to our shame.
Yeah. So, I just got a stack in today. Yep. So
we're trying to make you feel better, like looking at some good comics here.
Yeah. Star Trek Year 5. Yeah.
Let's see. Hungry Boy says, even in Moore's run, Arcade never looked better than when Bernie drew. Yeah, absolutely, no question. And Giffen did Giffen's ripping Kirby on Defenders. He did a good job of it. If you're gonna rip somebody, at least do a good job of it. But ripping Kirby is a little bit different. Ripping Wrighton, I mean, a lot of people ripped Kirby in style and, of course, in cartooning, in storytelling structure, that kind of stuff. Ripping Wrighton was just insanity, and just looked like dog crap to me. This is one of the greatest covers ever. This made my list, I think, of great covers.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I kind of like the Giffen did one of the best Kirby rips ever. If you're gonna rip him, do a good job. Yeah, this one here, this issue with Batman is a classic.
That's a great cover. Yep.
Yeah, and a great interior too.
Death of Nathan Ellery, reprinted in DC Special Series number 17. The Night of the Bat, written by Len Wein. Yep.
Look at that, man. That is just, good Lord.
$50 today, roughly. Yep.
Yeah, that's, oh, really? I thought it'd be more than that.
It was actually one from 80 to 50. Of course, these are not slab books, too, so the slab market is, something, whole different animal, but, yep.
Yeah. I've always loved this page right here.
That's nice, yeah, with the cape.
Yeah, the ears were crazy, but whatever.
The impractical cape, but it looks great.
Yep.
Well, I did get Batman 89 today, so that's good. Number 3 of 6.
I heard that was bad. Is it good yet?
It's all right.
Yeah, and I got 78 art's terrible.
The 78 does look terrible, yep. And I got Fantastic Four number 37 with a Halloween cover.
Why are you doing this? Why are you buying that Dan Slott stuff, dude?
I don't know.
I know it had a good cover.
I'm a glutton for punishment. Well, Thor's got Throg on the cover at least. That actually is that's a semi-decent cover. What happened?
I don't know. Well, I heard FF had a great cover, but because I think Claw showed me some.
It is a good cover, yeah. I could show.
Pisses me off even more.
Yeah, the stories aren't good.
Well, I don't want them to have good covers.
Yeah. I'm gonna ruin your night.
Don't do this to me. Yeah, don't put a good cover on there. I don't want. You're not getting me. Don't even try it. Don't even try it, cuz.
Buy it just for the cover.
Yeah. Let's see here. This is reprints, but this is a great Wrighton reprints right here. Yeah. Now I can't remember. I think maybe our good buddy Mark C bought this, the IDW Artifact Edition. There, I think he probably bought this. I don't have. By the way, Hungry Boy, do you have any artist editions? They're too expensive for me. I only have a couple. And do you have any, by the way, Mark, or no?
I don't have any. And I met Michael Golden a few weeks ago at the NYCC. Right. And then they had an artist edition there, and I said, "Well, how much? What's that going for?" Because I did have a little extra cash I'd, saved up in my pocket for Comic-Con, and said, "Well, normally it's $700, but today at Comic-Con it's only $600."
Jesus.
Said, well, thank you. And she's like, "But there's a lottery. We're having a raffle for it. If we sell enough raffle tickets for, if it's a certain level, we're going to raffle it off." For $5, I said, "Okay, well, I'll buy the chance for $5. I'll try it." I didn't win,
$5,
yeah,
huh? Well,
$5 chance. But
I got to ask my friend who I was telling you about who bought two of them. In fact, he bought an earlier, like he bought one with it was a pretty early numbered one as well. But I think he actually bought two because he's such a freak for Golden. He had to have it, of course. And he loves Golden's Micronauts in particular. I know you're a fan of that as well.
Big fan. Stuff. Yeah, but was it $150 or $200 when that book first came out? Or?
Yeah, I mean they're all like that, right? Like they're all like $150 or what have you.
I mean they're big. I mean I could see why. It's small print run and they're big. Oversized formats. It's the actual format that the artist would have used, or size I should say. So, but yeah, they're gorgeous to look at. But,
I love them.
I couldn't spend $600. I can't do it.
I only have one of the Kirby Fantastic Four ones. I have a Watchmen one. And it's by the same format. It's not called an artist edition, but it's pretty much the same thing. I have a Prisoner one, like the Kirby Prisoner one, which is similar format to that, and I have a Kirby Thor one. And that now again, our good buddy Mark C, he had. I saw how many he had, but when I went to look at him, I mean, he's got tons and tons of them.
Wow.
And I mean, he's got. They're just. And I remember I bump him to the shop sometimes, and he'll be showing me a new one he got. I'm like, oh my god, those things are great. Claude has a bunch of them as well. I think Claude sold them as Rocketeer with Dave Stevens one, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's great stuff. So anyway, happy birthday to the late great Bernie Wrightson. He was a master.
Great stuff.
Yep. Oh my goodness. So,
well, I can show. I can show that cover. I can show that cover. Yeah.
If you would like to.
Yeah.
Sure.
I can. Let me turn my other camera on here and see if that connects here. Let's see what happens here. Come on. The cable. I got to jiggle the cable here. Let's see. There we go. Let's get a little closer.
That's not the cover I was thinking of. He sent me a cover.
Well, that's the Fantastic Four he was thinking of, or
yeah. No, there was some. Let me see. I think he may have tweeted it to me. I mean, texted it to me.
That's the. Let me turn my light on so we get better view. I thought that was pretty fun. Looks like a fun cover though.
Oh, you know what he did find at Walmart?
The Thing?
Marvel Legends, High Evolutionary and Psycho Man.
Oh wow, yeah, those figures look great. I have to say, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're out there. If you go look and listen, I'm trying to find it.
I'll have to hit.
Okay, yes.
I'll have to hit the store.
Fantastic Four number 37. What issue you got? 37.
This is 37. Yeah.
Well, this is one that has a cover of just the Thing's face by Joe Jusko, based on the old, those old Marvel Masterpieces cards.
Yeah.
Painted by Joe Jusko. That's what it is. Okay.
All right. So that's one of those. They have like 20 alternative comics that you can buy.
I can find a picture of that. Let's see.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Well, here I'll flip through what I got. So you can.
You have it.
Well, no, this is what I got. But sorry about the.
What number is that?
This is Thor 18. When they're bagged like this, you the lighting is.
What issue? Oh, Throg.
Throg. Yeah.
What 18. Issue is that? New FF 37 covers.
But I kind of like that. That's fun.
What?
Well, you got the Invisible Woman right with her skeleton. You got Ben with the mask. Johnny's the pumpkin.
What is Reed with that damn mustache? Is really
annoying. Yeah, no, that's not good.
Here you go.
It looks too much like.
Here you go.
Here's the Batman 89.
Found it. So you like the art in that thing or what?
Yeah, the art's good. Yeah, and I love that logo. Yep. So we got Batman 89.
Yes, Frog Thor. That was Walt Simonson back in the 80s. Punk Waddle.
Yep.
Frog. Immortal Hulk's finished now, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think this is the last issue at 50. I think. Yeah, it's an 80-page final issue.
Hungry Boy said, why is Ray on that Batman cover?
Yeah.
It does look like Ray. Jesus.
It does a little bit, yeah. We got the Avengers.
Oh, shite.
Oh, that's shitty. I got to cancel that.
Oh, you need to cancel the hell out of that. Oh, God.
I don't know. I have a whole run of Nightwing, and so it's like I'm like LT. You don't want to stop.
But do you really have a whole run?
Pretty much. I got a lot of Nightwing.
I mean, if you have every one, do you really have a Nightwing now?
I guess.
Philosophically speaking, no, I'm just kidding. Maybe.
I know.
We just.
That's okay.
We got to rag on you there. You
got it right. This is why. The. What are you doing?
What?
Also featuring the Batgirls. Yeah, this is. I got all my Batmans. Yeah.
Who in the hell is that in the back with it? Who is that there? I don't know.
It's one of the Batgirls, probably.
That's a Batgirl?
I guess. No, see, also featuring the Batgirls.
Oh, my God. Yes. Why make a comic about Batman?
And then
Morton Lee Hale.
Spider-Man is not having a good month.
Does he ever?
Yeah, he's not supposed to have a good time anyway. That's kind of that actually is a decent cover. I'll have to say I'll give that cover.
Is that one
Cover.
only $3.99 or $4.99?
That one is
$4.99.
$3.99 for this one.
Only $3.99. What a
Only
bargain!
$3.99, and of course you have to buy I buy from Atomic Empire.
Oh, okay, you didn't get from the shop anymore, huh?
Like there's no shop. The shop nearest me is like 20-minute drive. So and then you get 20% off on your book. So
gotcha.
So yeah, let's see here.
Actually,
this is something else
You actually read this stuff though?
Yeah, most of I read them. Yep.
Just ask.
Sometimes I don't.
Because I'm just saying, because a lot of the time when I was buying comics I didn't care much about, like out of habit, I'd go months without reading. They pile up.
Yeah, they do pile up some. Yeah, and what I do is read an issue, and wait till I get 6 in a row kind of thing, and then just pile. So you have the whole story together. So, and then, of course this appeared in my mailbox.
What? And too bad Raquel's not here. She'd love that.
So I know I'll show this on Clobby's Corner, I guess. But
Clobby's Clubhouse tomorrow
Clubhouse,
night.
yeah, I always.
Yeah, she'll. You can say, I do too. Yeah, we could show this to her. She'll like to see that. She'll like that.
So
there she is.
So
take a look at this, Raquel.
I violated my moratorium on.
Okay, we'll show it to you tomorrow then. Your Muslim uncle, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I hope you and your family are doing well, sir. Yep. Well, if she didn't see it, we'll show it to her tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's okay. But you can get the whole TNG bobblehead bridge crew.
Bobbleheads.
The one thing I would love is the Enterprise. I don't remember seeing that one. Enterprise and the Borg cube, and then you can they have the whole crew too. Wow. So they have they've got. I mean, they're just showing 3 of the figures here, but they
at least the Enterprise headed and bobbling.
Yeah, they got the whole Wrath of Khan, the whole original crew, which is great. So it's I think I have only a couple more. So yeah, you can never have too much. Oops! No, I messed up the box. There we go. We'll have to free Khan. I pushed the box. Oh well.
What did you do?
I pushed the film in. I can take it apart. That's all right. I shall free you, Khan, from your slumber.
How long? How long?
20 years in the box.
20 years. You are an excellent tactician, Captain. You let your second in command attack while you sit back and watch for weakness. Oh my goodness. Oh, here's that cover.
You found it? Yep.
Oh yeah, I'll put you back up. So
yeah, well here. Yeah.
You got something else?
What did I just unboxed them here? If you want to, I set them free. That's all right. I don't want to drop them, but that's pretty good. Actually.
Does it talk? Let's see.
It does not talk.
Do the TNGs talk? She says.
I don't think the TNGs talk. I'll try to find them on eBay. But yeah. So it says Khan under there, just in case you're not sure who the character. No.
In case you're not sure who he is.
Yeah.
Did you ordered that one or?
Well, that was just on eBay. I have a search on eBay, Wrath of Khan. So whenever something comes up, and
gotcha.
So nice. You also have to misspell it. You have to misspell it.
Oh yeah,
K-A-H-N. Because sometimes you find some stuff that's K-A-H-N. Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah, this is 20. It's not that old actually.
Oh my God.
It's 2014.
Okay. If the TNG talk, they'd say phrases from P Hard. Probably.
Well, he can have it out with Spidey here. They can fight. You get Spidey and
there
Khan.
they go. Bobble away. He's not a bobble. He's a swinging thing.
As a head knocker, as they call it. I found out at Comic-Con.
Is that what they call that?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, maybe? Okay.
Head knockers. Yeah. The
Okay.
Oh, it's actually Nika.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's weird, wild stuff.
They
Is it
call
NECA?
them NECA.
Well, at least you don't have any moving parts to break.
Yeah, it's one of the few NECA things that's still.
Well, even the
still
NECA
works.
can't screw that up. It's not posable or alleged posable.
Yeah. There we go. If I turn the lights on more, Spidey will move faster. He needs more light.
Really?
Yeah, he's solar powered. Yep.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Wow, that's wild, weird stuff. Too bad K9 doesn't wobble.
Yeah, Canine's the Christmas ornament. Yep.
Let's see here. You want to see that cover?
Yeah, show us that cover. Yep.
I love those Marvel masterpieces by Joe Jusko. Why would they put this on a friggin' current Fantastic Four comic? But they still didn't make me buy it, at least. Is that the cover you would have bought if you saw it? Or
I would have bought that. Yeah.
damn it! Well, I don't know how many variants they have.
Let me check how many there were. Yep, but it's
No, we're not in the same physical place there, Mark. Your Muslim uncle. No, we're miles and miles away.
this is the magic of the interwebs.
But yeah, see, this is remember those old Marvel masterpiece card set. I still have those. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Joe Jusko is a great artist. So this, I almost want to buy the comic. Well, I don't know. It's got stupid. It's got the dumb logo at the top though, and it's got crap all over it. So I guess you can't really. Yeah. Still, it'd be good. It'd be a great poster.
Well, every month you got to pick if you're still buying comics, like some idiots do. You can go pick and pick your variant issue covers, and it's actually a chore. Like I just give up. Most of the time I say screw it, unless it's the Thing or like the Thing. I grabbed an alternative cover, the new series coming out, but it's just chore. Should be coming out next couple weeks.
How many covers are going to be of that? 15 covers or some shit? Or
yeah, well, that one wasn't. The Thing, unfortunately, is not as popular anymore, so not as many.
What if we can find how many covers are going to be of that?
Yeah, I can check too, but I'm checking this FF now. They're up to what are they? Volume 4 right now. You got to check. Let's see.
What you looking for?
Well, how many FF covers there were that?
For that 37?
Yeah, the 37. Yeah, how many variants?
I don't know. Let's see.
Number 30.
Oh, wait a minute. Got 37. Yeah. Oh, there's one. Let's see. I can share it again. Hang on. Oh, I got it right here.
There we go. Let's see.
Take it easy, hungry boy. Thanks for being here, buddy. We appreciate you, man. We're not far behind you. We're just good to see you, bud.
I'm only seeing 37.
Right,
A and B.
There's one.
A and B I'm seeing. So not only 3 covers. So
Isn't
that's
this a variant?
In
there's
the variant
right there. Did it show up yet? No, another. Yeah.
Let me go to Atomic Empire.
Good night, Chris Persia, brother.
Take care, Chris.
Thanks for being here, man. See you tomorrow at the Global Geek Game, buddy. Well, that one I'm showing there, that's a variant. This one definitely is not. Wait, it is. No, it's not. Just kidding. It's number 37. There's that one you have.
Let's see here. Fantastic Four.
Well,
let's see here.
So
we go.
I don't know how,
37. 37. I'm only seeing cover by Dodson, which was the one I have.
yeah.
Cover B has the Human Torch on it, Masafaria, if I'm saying that right. 1 in 25. So you had to pay $10 to get that Human Torch cover. And then the Thing cover.
That's got to be normal price for the Thing cover. No, Claude
is $3.99. Yeah, $3.99. Yep.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't pay more than that.
Yep. So only 3 covers. So
that's
only
the best
3
cover.
covers. Yep. So I can add that to cart. Yep, boom, added to cart.
What, with Atomic?
Yep, so I can add it to my cart and add it to the collection. But see, that's how they make some money too, because then you sell.
Well, these the variant
multiple
covers
issues.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're right. Now, but it's not like what's special about the issue. It's just a new issue. It's not like
no, it's nothing
100
special,
or
right?
some kind of like. Look, I kind of variant covers are annoying to me anyway. But okay, Action Comics 1000. Okay, Detective Comics 1000 or some of that kind of stuff. Sure, fine, whatever, as the kids say. But everything has a friggin' variant cover. Dynamite. They'll do more variants of an issue than there are pages in the freaking comic. They've done that many times. It's not even a joke.
Oh yeah, there's some. Yeah, what was the other issue you were asking about that had more the number of covers, or what was? Oh, the Thing. You want to know the Thing? How many covers there were for the Thing?
Oh yeah,
the Thing miniseries. Yep, yeah. Let me see what the Thing 2021. So it's a $4 comic. It's saying release date. Oh, it's saying release date 1/12/2022. I thought it was going to be earlier than that, but maybe they had a delay. Oh no, that's issue 4. Oh, no, number 1, 11/3/2021. So there's that cool, Thing cover with his hand reaching through the wall, or he's coming through the wall. So there's there's A cover, B cover, C cover, 1 in 25. That's the $10 cover. And then there's a D cover, which is like just his head. I kind of didn't like it, but here I can share if you want. I can share.
Yeah, I'd like to see him.
Share my screen.
I'm going to be buying that. Yes, folks, you heard right. I'm going to be buying a new comic.
Yeah,
not proud of myself.
Let me share my screen here.
And Walter better not let me down. And they better have decent art. That's another thing.
Yeah,
because these covers don't mean squat. I mean, you haven't seen any of the interior art, have you?
I haven't seen the interior, so there were a couple pages. I'm trying to remember that I'd seen, but so that's this cover D. That's $5. Let's see if we can blow that. I guess it's okay. It's not bad.
Yuck. Yeah. It's okay.
It doesn't blow me away.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's kind of blah, and it's just a thing head. But yeah, all right. Yeah, sure.
So that's one.
A big jaw on Benji.
Yeah, so you could do view all covers here. Yep.
Okay.
So
that was really good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yep.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun cover. Yeah.
I have a feeling. I hope the interior is decent.
Then you got this cover.
Yeah. Kind of okay.
More realistic. Yep. With a Doom bot.
It's kind of cool that he has a Doom mask in his hand for some reason.
That's a really mean looking Benji there.
Yep.
And then we got who's on this cover here? I don't like that. That's too cartoony.
Not too big on that one.
I mean, some people might love the style, but it's just too confusing.
I've seen worse, but
the colors, and he's too rocky there. I like the more
a lot of crazy rocks. It's like
I like more the flat rocks and the
Canadian,
more panel, like a covering rock. This is more like a leather skin. It looks like. Yep.
Canadian Spidey, what's up, buddy? Great to see you, man. Your Muslim uncle says, I bought the first comic in my life yesterday. Really? It was a Green Lantern where the cover was worse than the art inside. Wow. I'm saying inside. The art inside was actually awesome. Cover sucked. What issue was that? And how was it an older comic book there, your Muslim uncle, or what? Oh, not my first comic book. First comic like that. Oh, okay. I got you. Was it a new comic, newer comic, older comic, or what? So those are the only covers that we know of that series so far, huh?
Yep, that's all that. And they're, the Thing is not as popular as like a Wolverine or Spidey. So like a Spider-Man, they do bazillion covers. And then this was that Fantastic Four, tribute
What is
issue,
no?
life story. Yep.
Yeah, I've heard a lot. But as soon as
Yeah.
I've had to explain to me what that was about, and had it, because me, it's FF. I'm always tempted, but because other people also know me, Claude, for example, others, before it comes out, they'll come and say, just in case you're thinking about it,
Don't
here's what
buy it.
happened. Here's what happens in this issue of FF, in this comic,
Yeah.
and then I'm go, oh, so screw that noise. Yeah. Okay, he says new comic. Grabbing it for now for the number. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we'll show. Well, I'll look it up on here and we'll show it. Yep.
So it's the latest Green Lantern? Is it the latest Green Lantern comic or?
There's a
your
bunch of
Muscle
different. There's Green Lantern Corps, and then there's Green Lantern, and
That's a nice cover.
there's a couple. Yeah, that is kind of cool. Yep. The surfer there. Yep.
I just can't.
Canadian Spider-Man does not own a comic. Well, that's because he's a real superhero. He doesn't need comics, right?
Yeah, you're a real superhero. You don't need one. I still have yet to buy my first comic. Please, no tomatoes. They're the hardest to dodge. Not a tomato flying your way, sir. We understand. And right now, hey, I wouldn't recommend buying any new ones anyway. Yes, it comes pre-spoiled, indeed, there, fams.
Oh, and everyone should check out Canadian Spider-Man's channel with all his travel blogs and everything. We got to get that link in there. Yes, Canadian Spider-Man has swung in to YouTube with the channel. Yep. So we got to promote that and put that link out there.
Canadian Spidey, why didn't you not tell me? That's an interesting cover as well.
Yeah.
Is that Galactus?
Galactus, yep.
What happened to his head? His hair? I
don't know. He's got a helicopter flying.
Yes, it's 2021 Green Lantern Annual.
So, okay, Green Lantern.
So, well, if I could get a link to that, I would be glad to share that Canadian Spider-Man. How do we find your channel? Is it just under the name Canadian Spider-Man? Has it easy to search or what? Let us know, bud. So it's a new annual. It's a new annual. Then it's already out, obviously.
Here we go. Yep. So there's annual A here.
A different covers, you mean?
Yep. So here's I'm not sure if your Muslim uncle will let us know if he's got this one with Jessica Cruz on the cover.
Oh yeah.
She's going over to the dark. It's Ethan Van Scriver's creation.
Yeah. Well, I like EVS, but I don't like Erica Cruz at all.
Yeah.
I don't like that creation.
And then
you heard Canadian Special. I heard that Geode is a good character. Well, I heard Geode I've heard that Geode is solid as a rock. Now that's good art, at least. She's hot.
Yeah. How'd they allow that on a
That's the one.
Cover? That's the one.
He said, well, I don't know if he means this one or the last one you showed, because sometimes the chat has lag.
Yeah, you got lag. Yeah, between.
So is it this one here? If you leave that, this one here with the yellow,
just Jessica,
the girl in yellow with just Jessica there. You mean your awesome uncle? I usually buy a comic issue whether I get a first print or a reprint. Can't afford pricey variant cover, says Oliver. Oliver, look,
100%.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I like to get the cover, nicer cover, but some of these variants are ridiculous. The first one you showed, you said, okay. So the first one you showed.
Yeah, this is the variant. Yeah, this is $7.
See, yeah, that's just what Oliver's talking about. Normally it's a was it a $3.99 book or something?
Well, this is a $6 book. Ouch.
It's a $6 book either way.
Well, it's an annual. I don't know if it's how many.
So it's
how many
$2
pages
more for
is it? Does it tell us how many pages it is? Yep. But yeah, let's check out the regular issues. How much they cost? Yeah, so
I haven't seen the
$4.99. They're $4.99, but yeah, $5.99. So
right.
You've got to pick your cover if you're subbing, and you got to go through, and if you only get one book. But I didn't know Mikey Spock was a Green Lantern.
Yeah, Mikey Spock has been a Green Lantern for a while now.
Yeah.
The bestest ever.
Yeah. So you got to go through and pick all the variant covers, and if you're collecting a lot, I don't get that many books a month, but it could be actually could be a chore chore to grab. Yeah.
Yeah. Punk
We can
Waddle
see.
says, I think I found Canadian Spider-Man's channel, or I just subbed to some random Spider-Man. Well, is the name of? Let us know, Canadian Spider-Man, what the name of it is. We can find it, and I'll get a link.
I
So
might.
we can put out. There.
Yeah, I might have it on my channel notes for my channel. I'm gonna pull up my Google Doc to see if I thought I had it. Thought I had it listed, but yeah, Canadian Spider-Man's got some good, fun, interesting videos. So definitely.
Oh, nice.
Definitely check our web slinging buddy out from the north. Let's see if I have.
He does whatever a Canadian spider can.
Let's see if I had it on my list here.
So, your Muslim uncle, do you collect any other regular titles or just that one? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to do two things at once. Yep.
It's cool.
Multitasking. Yep. But yeah, any other titles? People, what do you want to look at? A current title we can look at just to show how many variant. Or how about Batman? Right? Just or Detective Comics. Right? Yeah. Let's see.
Ugh. Yuck.
Let's see how many variants.
Again, it does sort of dovetail what we were doing earlier. Just looking at all those lovely comics from 1971. Ugh, comics look like shite.
Look at that.
What in the hell is
that
he
outfit?
wearing?
It's kind of like combat fatigue, combat gear, I guess. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a more realistic Batman.
Yes, I like realism. It makes me happy. I need real life in my comics and in entertainment. Oh, yo.
Yeah, so every issue has at least A, B, or A and B, and some of them have A, B, C, and D of comics. And then this one's going to cost you $25. It's a 1 in 50.
What? That's a variant?
That's a variant.
It sucks.
Cardstock variant. Yeah, I agree. It sucks.
Who likes that art? I mean, okay, it's not. I don't think it's maybe the worst I've ever seen, but I don't know. I don't really care much for that style. It's not horrible, but I'm going to pay $25 for that.
Yeah, that's that's way over the.
They're probably worse ones though. How many variants?
Yeah, let's say. Well, they're D. They go to 1 in 50. This is a 1 in 25. So I guess what that means is, when they ship the comics to the comic shop, 1 out of 25 will be these covers.
Oh, how much is that?
That's how much was this guy? And this is not even good.
No.
$10.
I mean,
it's dead. It's flat. Well, you were talking about computers here. It's almost like these are just different layers that don't blend together well, and there's no. It's almost like they're totally separate. There's no integration between the layers there. It's all flat. It's flat.
I see all kind of influence that he's ripping different styles. It looks sort of like he's ripping Mazzucchelli a little bit, Sale a little bit. And it's like, it's just doesn't do much for me.
And the bats are cool. I think the bats in the background, but it's totally flat like that. That the background's not bad, but this just doesn't work. Yep.
Canadian Spotty, thank you, man. You're too kind, buddy. And you're the legend, buddy, not me. You're the legend. Oliver says, Clobberin and Mark D, do you try to buy blank covers of a comic issue at one? Have I tried? I know what you mean. The blank covers where you can get them signed and stuff. I don't buy anything modern anymore, and they weren't doing that when I was buying comics. So I can see the attraction, like if there was an artist on a book that you like and you wanted to get them to sketch something there for you on the cover. I think if that's what you're talking about, I think that's a cool idea, but I've never done it. I think you might have. I haven't ever done it. Have you done it?
I've only at a con. I bought a Tick comic that was signed by the creator there, and it was one of those. And he drew a sketch, and it was really cool. So, but I've really never bought many of those blank. Haven't specifically bought one, but at the con sometimes they'll have them for sale. Right with the artist. So that's kind of cool to get that. But I never, other than having an artist, draw on the cover. It's like if you have it without someone drawing something on it, it's kind of like getting a book without the cover, in my opinion. But it's a fun idea. I think that's a fun idea. Yeah. That is a fun idea, but I don't understand I would have to get it. You know, that's why when I bought the tick, it was like, oh, the artist was there, and I love the tick, and I'm like, all right, this is cool. Then you know, you draw a sketch on the cover, you know, say $2 mark or whatever if you want, if you're not gonna try to make money off it on eBay, and
Yeah.
so.
Elijah Lewis, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
Let's see here. Your Muslim uncle says, I think he means this is the ones he buys. The new Shazam, the new Conan, Daredevil, and just notice they have a woman taking his place. Yeah, Moon Knight, occasionally Adam Strange, and Green Lantern. Gotcha. All characters I really like, but I don't like any of the modern stuff with them. But so I hear you. I hear you, man.
Yeah.
And like Willis says, I think Willis was talking about that Batman comic we were looking at earlier. Looks like bad imitations of anime. It looks, kind of looks like Tim Sale or
probably that one, or that one, probably, yeah, that one. That's probably what he's talking about. Yep. This is a 1 in 25. That's kind of cool. I like that. I wouldn't pay $25 for it, but that's pretty cool. That's the old blue and the gray, which I like. You're not gonna get the yellow that often anymore, but on the emblem. But that's a good, cool mode.
They have all these low print runs. They can't sell comics for shit, and they're doing shit like this.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yep. So that's they're jacking up their sales, and they're really not selling that well. That's the sad thing is they're not. You look at the print runs. Remember in the books when you used to tell you, what the subscription sales were, and
they used to put it in the indicia.
Yeah, so they did that. They had to do that once a year, I think, or
yep, they did. They used to have to do that and publish it. That's been a while.
It's been a while, but I'd always read that to see like how's the Fantastic Four doing? It's not going to get canceled, is it?
I used to like to see that. I used to read that too. Now that sucks. What you're seeing right there, that cover bites donkeys.
bites donkey. Gets the cloppy donkey.
That gets a donkey punch.
Donkey bite award. Yeah. That's just not good.
That bites.
Not good. Yeah. I mean, that could have been a good cover. I mean, it's not. It's just the we need Maddie's daddies here to put in good artistic terms, but it's not a bad concept, I think, but it's just look at the way this is drawn. I mean, not good.
I'm no artist, but I don't like any way the figures are set up or anything on that cover. Those are all variants. Jesus God, I don't like that costume. I mean, the art's okay, I guess, but I can't stand that costume.
Yeah, they're trying to make him like a soldier's uniform or something. Yep. Let's see.
Jesus.
I don't like that either.
That's right. D-Bud says they had to print those sales numbers in order to mail subscriptions out. It was a postal statement. Did you buy D-Bud? I meant to ask you, did you ever have any subscriptions? I actually did back then, of course. And I love how on the subscription page back in the 70s and 80s, it would say like, and they're all mailed flat. Yeah, well, they might be mailed flat. They don't stay flat, bitch. They didn't put them in your comic was wrapped in what was the equivalent of a paper bag. They're always bent by the postman. You can't blame the mailman. They don't know. That's the dumbasses. You can't even really blame the mail person. That's just some kind of, they don't know what the hell that is. So annoying. Folded in half exactly. If you were lucky, at least you could bend it back a little bit. Oh my God. When I first got my first subscription, I was so excited. I think I got for Christmas one year, my parents gave me a subscription. And it was you got 4 with 1 free. So it was 5 comics you got, and I got to pick the comics that I wanted to subscribe to. This is late 70s, early 80s when they were letting me buy comics again. They weren't as strict, and they felt bad about what they did to my old comics.
Yeah,
and I couldn't wait to get the first one in there. It was a Hulk, I think. And I'm like, oh my God, this is bent. Oh, I was so pissed off. And I look that I didn't have bags and boards. I hadn't been working in the comic shop yet. I just didn't want my goddamn comic bent.
Well, yeah, you didn't want them trashed, yeah.
Oh my God, it was pissed me off so bad. What was that? That sucked.
Yeah, Actually, I did buy a lot. I started subbing around the time McFarlane came out, was on Spider-Man. So I think that was 88 or 87 when I started, sending away mail order because I actually had a checking account finally. I could write the checks myself. And before then, you couldn't, there were no credit, didn't have access to credit cards or, Mom, can I have your credit card for Marvel Comics? What are you, crazy? So, but then they actually added backing boards that you could sell them with. So I have stacks and stacks. I should have left them in the issues. Some I'll grab some of them, show some someday. But they had like a backing board with a cool, some cool graphics on. There were different. They're one color, but there were different colors. So they were pretty cool. Pretty cool backing boards, and they were kind of flimsy backing boards. They weren't really.
Well, yeah, they weren't like the later ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but they did a little bit, but yeah, sometimes your comics would get trashed. But the fun thing was though, sometimes when they had an issue that would get recalled, like there was a Wolverine issue that had Wolverine. The letter was from a foreign country and didn't realize he'd actually used a racial slur. He wrote it down as a racial slur in the issue instead of what the word was supposed to be. And I'm not even going to say it. It's not that bad of a word, but. Yeah. So then I have a letter from Marvel Comics who said, and I saved it and I put in the issue, like, please rip out the page from the issue and send it back to us, and we'll send you a whole new, new
nobody did it. Nobody did it.
I'm not going to do that.
Nobody did, but they had to cover their ass.
Yeah.
Even back then.
Oh, yeah. And they did a couple of times, too. I remember getting letters or things where they said, please, send us back one page or do this. It's like, who's gonna do that? So,
I always loved it when they used to write the word. They had to stop writing the word flick in comics. You know why?
Because you could get transferred to another word.
No,
right?
Yeah, because if the ink would run between the L and the I, oops. And it used to happen, so they can write the word flick.
Yeah,
this little thing, but yeah.
Yeah, this is very mediocre.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Bad. Yeah, that's
who in the hell is that behind him?
Well, that's
in the purple.
That can't be Huntress, can it? She looks too young. It's got to be one of those new Batgirls.
Oh yeah, that
you don't know, but I'm guessing
that can't be. Doesn't look like the Huntress that I know of.
No, but I think they have these new Batgirls, so I think that's like they have the Batgirl family, So let's see what's going on here. All right, well that's not bad.
Except Batman's got his ass handed to him by a chick. It looks like.
Yeah.
That's Justice.
Justice, right? Yeah. Justice Falls. Yeah, that grabbed my eye. Okay, I'll give that a few points. Yeah. It's got the old costume, older costume. Yeah. That one's $4.
Well,
$5. Yeah, $5. Yeah.
I can't even stand to look at this modern shit. I mean, it hurts my eyeballs. I mean, even stuff that I go, okay, that's interesting art. That's good art. I can't do that.
Yeah.
You probably did it with a computer. But I look at it, and the whole modern sensibility and the whole modern aesthetic just makes me want to puke. Most of the time, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know, man. I know I'm old fuddy-duddy. I just can't help it. I look at it, and I'm being honest, though. I tell you, I'm doing this deep dive on Eternals right now because it's been so long since I've read that I've totally. It's just like I've never read it before because it's been since the 70s, 80s, whatever it was. Like I told you before, I didn't buy it when it first came out. Yep. And so I bought issues here and there, and I can't remember ever sitting down and just like binging it, but now I am, and I just can't. Maybe it's time. I don't know what it is. Look, Kirby has difficulty with script. And his story is clunky because when you look at it in modern terms. But the imagination and the concepts and the ideas and the art is just fantastic to me. I look at it.
Oh, the art's beautiful. Panel,
it's gorgeous, man. I just love it.
I was just flipping through, the first issue, and it's maybe the story's not. Yeah, I know. Even you've said it's not your favorite Kirby work in terms of the story, but the art is gorgeous.
I'm really loving it now, though.
Yeah. Well. Things things sweeten with age too, right?
They do. They do. Look, there's no question about it. That happens.
Yeah.
They do. But some things, for example, some things do get better, but some things stay great. Some things do suffer by time. Time has all kinds of crazy effects. But I look at this, and I've always loved the art. It's just that I never really got into these characters, and they're not the Marvel characters. You know, they're in the Marvel universe. You know, and it takes you don't even realize that till a few issues in. In other words, you don't really say it till a few issues in.
Yeah.
And of course, it's just the scope of it. The art is just incredible. So
the details in his art are amazing. It's just
it just blows off the page, man. It's just that's my favorite era of Kirby art.
Yeah, and look at this. I mean, this is, you know, the Spider-Man issue. I mean, I guess there's some movement in there, but you know, it's not popping as much as it should, or there's not enough detail. Maybe Vince Colletta erased some of it, but it's just
he's dead.
It's you know, I don't know. It just seemed it's not terrible, I guess, but it's also not like, oh wow, gotta have that.
And you know what? I just thought of that. Like I said, I don't now. The issues of Eternals are very expensive, but you can get trades or this, and there's even a whole collection with all the issues. Now, again, I don't hate digital like everyone else does. I like digital because I can. Again, I want the physical copies. Don't get me wrong. But I like digital because it allows me to read it, blow it up on the screen like I'm telling you about, and that kind of stuff. But when you think about it, at Comixology, it was $20. That's for 20 comics, 19 issues and an annual.
Not bad, yeah.
It was like 21 total. So it's like a little over $1 a comic. Whereas now you could get the Eternals for $1 a comic. I used to get them in quarter bins.
Yeah, no one wanted the Eternals. I mean, yeah, no offense to Kirby, but it was
not that popular. It just wasn't. Yeah. And now I'm reading it now. I'm like, wow. And I guess part of it's also this movie's coming up. And every time I'm just astounded at clunky writing notwithstanding, some of his, obviously, art's astounding beyond belief. But also, just like some of these ideas and some of these characters, I'm like, wow, I know this ain't going to be in the movie. I'm right again. No, this ain't going to be in the movie. There you go.
Oh. Where's my screen doing that?
Is that from your?
Yeah, that's my digital version. Yep. So I don't know if we get in trouble for showing too.
We'll be showing a lot of it next week because a week from tonight we're gonna be reviewing this comic. So,
well, might as well show a couple, just so we're talking about. Just look at that.
How sick that is. I mean, it's like he just doesn't. That's what I love about Kirby. He does not give a crap. He just draws the craziest stuff. And it just now what? But you know what? We're in 2021. You could make a movie to look like that. You can make those images blast out onto the screen. Go ahead. Sure.
No, yeah. Look at this.
Look at that. This is insane.
That's a two pager. So I'm assuming, right? That was a splash page across 2 pages. I guess.
That's a 2-pager, right? Yep.
Yeah, but it's nice the way they put it. You know, you don't have the. It's actually you can appreciate a little bit more without the. The binder and the staples and the binder. Yeah.
The imagination behind this man. This man was just sick. It was so great. Oh
yeah, and Catman said, digital comics can travel anywhere you go. It's great. Yeah, so you have them on your iPad or your tablet or.
Yep, I got them on my phone. I got them on, like I said, sling it to the TV, or I can watch it. You can blow them up either on your phone. There you go. That's number 2.
Look at this cover. Amazing that cover is for the first issue. Yep.
Yeah. And of course, there are 3 gender swaps in the freaking movie. I was talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
And these jackasses at Marvel were trying to make you think it was done before the movie. It was not. And I've been doing some research on it. Ajak is a chick. I think it's Salma. Yeah, Salma's playing Ajak. Jesus Christ. Why?
Yeah. Well, at least they've got a gorgeous lady playing.
Makari is a chick. And I think Cersei's going to be with her.
Well, it's not like there were no women in the original comic either.
No, you got Thena and Cersei. But that's not enough. Look at these. I mean, imagine when you blow these pages up. There's probably some more big page spreads coming. Oh, God. I
The
love me
colors,
some
the colors
I
are
love
great
the
too.
colors pop out all over the place.
Very futuristic, really sci-fi.
Now, John Verporten inked the early ones, D-Bud, and then Mike Royer came along. Look at that. Look at how crazy his creatures look, or the deviants look.
Yeah,
It's just mind-blowing. I mean, you look at this stuff.
imagination. I love this page.
Imagine. Oh, this is one of my pages right here. I blew up that top page,
Yeah,
that
with
top panel.
This
All the
panel's
ships
great.
in this thing, all the machines in this one are. I love me a Kirby machine.
And you can see like where the ship went, like in your imagination, like, oh, it went through here, then it went there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. It's so much detail. I love me a Kirby machine, dude.
Yeah, look at that. Yep, classic. Yeah.
Cool.
And then here, let's just, if you look at all the
a slight preview, folks, of next week. Oh, you got it all on there, huh?
Quick teaser, yeah, so you can see just all the, all the covers. And,
I don't know you had every issue.
Well, you got to collect, right?
Yeah.
So well, I got them just for for doing. I haven't read. I think I own a couple of these. I've read, like you said, read them. Maybe 20, 30 years ago. So if we're gonna talk about them, you gotta read them again. But like this was a great.
I don't see the damn
cover.
one. The 80s one I would probably read if I had it, but I don't care that much. But it's just the Kirby one that matters right here. Yeah. Icarus is gonna be a real wiener head in the movie.
But I mean, just the these covers, just the
they pop out.
Pop out. They're like amazing. Yeah.
The cover right there.
Which one you?
I can't see the number.
First row, second row.
Second row, second from the second of the second row. Yeah, I always love this cover.
The yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Matthew Pounder.
Yeah,
this cover's sick.
Hey, Matthew. Yeah.
Oh man. Featuring Ajax as Selma Hayek. Oh no. And then look, they was it? Did you see Gary talking about this today? Gary was watching. He watched like this 3-hour red carpet premiere thing.
Okay.
And everybody all these stupid actors from the movie were bragging about what were they bragging about? Wow, we've got a really fantastic, exciting movie that's going to look really cool, and it's going to be bad. No, they were bragging about they have a gay love scene,
which will be cut in China and other countries and other countries that don't want to see it. Yeah. And
by the way, no one here is attacking gay people. I'm not at all. No. I'm just saying, why are you bragging about that in a comic book movie? That's I love that one with the hand right there.
But what always gets me is then they cut the scenes in the other countries, or at least we have for the most part we have laws that protect people, and of course horrible things do happen, but there are laws in the books to that should be enforced to protect people. But when they're virtue signaling, and they don't care when the scenes they pull the scenes, and won't name the countries, but you all know what they are, and they won't show those scenes, and those countries don't have all the rights that people should have, and then they don't say anything about those countries because they want the dollars. So
yeah. And someone bragged about Marvel's first deaf superhero is in this movie. Well, since when was Makari deaf? Makari's also a chick now. So why is Makari a chick? We know why, because I researched, I went and checked about that. Well, why is she deaf? She wasn't deaf before. Basically, Makari's Mercury, by the way. They're all gods.
Okay. Yeah.
Demigods.
Speed, right? Yeah.
So, what do you mean deaf, Matthew Pounder? Ajax is also a toilet cleaner here, too. But it's actually not Ajax. The character's Ajax. But I hear you. But you're right. Yeah. So, if you get down a little bit, I guess you got pictures of all those crap.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the new ones, too. Just the
newer ones are poopy doopy.
Oh, here's an annual.
See these the ones that's volume 2. At least it's from the 80s. Sal Buscema, Peter Gillis wrote them, I guess. But I don't know. At least that's a comic. I mean, I never bought this because I just wasn't really into. I mean, at least it's it's an Eternals comic trying to be like it, but I mean that's putrid next to Kirby. I'm sorry, that's not
Yeah.
but it's better than any of this new filth. And I don't see the Neil Gaiman one on here. Is it on there? Probably is.
Yeah.
There it is.
The 2006. Yep.
2000. I think it was year 2000. He did that, didn't he?
Well, here's 2000 New Eternals,
Yeah.
and then I thought these were the Gaiman.
There's
ones.
4 or 5. They're up to like volume 5 now.
Wasn't Gaiman volume 3?
That's
Yeah,
it.
here.
Yeah,
Yep.
3. Yeah,
1 of 6. Yeah,
it's like shit. I remember.
it was very Sandman-esque.
Romita.
Very Sandman-esque here. you know.
Yeah, Ramita did it. Now my wonderful friend Melinda of Retro Blasting, she loves Neil Gaiman. So I was at a con with her, and I found a hardcover of this at the Tales of Wonder table who sent it for like $5 or something. So I knew she liked Gaiman. I got it for her, and she was all touched. I said, "Nah, it was cheap. If you don't like it, don't like it."
It was, yeah, yeah. That unfortunately,
cheap,
yeah,
but I got because you
it
might
cost
like
me
it 'cause it's Gaiman.
$100. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Boy. Yeah, that looks like Garbaggio.
Yeah. Well, they're going for.
That's Makari? Wait a minute. What in the holy... It's still a dude, though, right?
Yeah. Well, that's cool. All right, I like that.
It's all right. Romita didn't do the covers, but
Yeah.
if you're not a fan of Romita Jr., then I can't blame you. I'm not that biggest fan. But what was Makari there? Looked like a chick already, but I think that doesn't happen till later. That's a girl. That's a dude.
I'm not going to assume anyone's gender anymore.
But at that point, it was still a guy. I mean, it was still a man.
Yeah.
Any other pictures of him so we can see what he looked like then? I mean, because they kept calling.
Oh, here. Well, I can go into the air. We'll go into the. Go into the issue. Let's see here.
Whoa! Now he's.
I was just showing the cover, but yeah, here. Let's see. Oof, that's not good art.
That's Romita Jr. for you.
Yeah, that's not a bad action panel page, but yeah, that
He's
actually.
He's not a bad storyteller, but
yeah, the storytelling is good, but I just don't like the. It's not for. I agree, I don't like it, but I'm not.
I've seen him
whatever
worse.
whatever you. Some people love.
Some people do.
This.
I know one guy that really likes Romita Jr. Everybody else I know hates him. I'm more indifferent. I like when Bob Layton inked him in the '80s.
But his action is good.
His dad, he was okay.
Yeah. No, his action is good. No, this is a good page. I like this. I like this page. Yep. Yeah. I like that. I just don't like his faces. There's something about the lines and the faces, but it's his, it's his style. So yeah. But that's.
Oh my. We haven't seen the movie yet, Matthew Pounder. That's that's a good segue for us to do that. We can do our show notes here and get out of here. As a matter of fact, as far as the Eternals movie goes, let's see. Let me find it. Here's some show notes, and then we'll cover that. Oh. All right. Of course, everyone, please join us tomorrow. The Global Geek Gang shall gather at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. As you can see there. There's Hulk. Kirby Hulk.
Yeah.
Global Geek Gang, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, my friends. And then tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Clobby's Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark. Saturday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is Saturday Night Star Trek, and we are just having a blast. 4 more episodes doing this, reviewing of Star Trek: The Next Generation. We're in season 3, and we really appreciate everyone we're just having so much fun. So thank you all for being there with us.
Those are great. Yep. I hope Toxic Man Flu will be there for Captain's Holiday. There's a shout out to TMF if he can hear us.
I sure hope so.
He'll have some good comments for that one.
There's number 1 right there. And and then there will be, of course, a Monday night. Obviously, also join us for Sunday Night Geekery on Mark D's channel. You put your link in there.
Yep.
I need to make a thing. I'll make one of these so I can in the future so I can advertise it when we're here. But Sunday Night Geekery on Mark D's channel. If any of you have not subscribed to his channel, please do so, and please join us for some late night geek fun. To start your week out right on Sunday Night Sunday Night Geekery, I should say. And
Thank
then
you.
Monday night, I'm not sure what I'll do, but it'll be comics related because it'll be Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then begins the Eternals saga, Clobberin Times style, and other styles too. Next Wednesday night, a week from tonight, I won't talk like this, I promise. Um, Mark and I will do a deep dive review of all 19 issues. That's 19 issues and one annual of Kirby's Eternals run. Yes, the real deal Eternals reviewed, folks, right here. 1 week from tonight, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then the following day, that will be that'll be Wednesday night. The following day, we'll have we'll have the Global Geek Gang, and then Clobby's, Clubhouse, of course, on Thursday. That Thursday night on Clobby's Clubhouse, we will have seen the film. We promise not to.
Yep.
We promise not to bore Raquel too much, but we'll give if you want to like just give a basic reaction to it. Then,
yeah, we got to do something. Yeah, just at least.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it then. But the big deep dive will be Friday night, a very special episode of Clobberin Times, where Mark, J-Man, and myself, maybe J-Man's friend Sean, I think, might join us. We'll deep dive on this movie called Marvel Studios Eternals.
Finally get to see it. It's been a long wait. Clobberin Times.
Finally gonna get to see it. It's only been like 3 years since
you get to see Kirby's vision on the screen.
Yes.
Don't shoot me.
With both of his eyes gouged out. Only thing like gouged his eyes out is his vision. And then, of course, after that, and you'll be invited too if you feel like doing a marathon of reviewing. 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser will be doing something. We'll be reviewing it also on his channel, and I will join him for that. So I'm gonna be wall to wall Eternals for that entire Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wow. I'll be begging for some Star Trek to talk about after that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So Eternals opening Wednesday, or is it opening next Thursday?
It's opening Thursday. So
in other words, Thursday, yeah.
In between Global Geek Gang and Clobby's Clubhouse is when I'm going to go see it. Only because of you, by the way. It's your fault.
It's my fault. Yep.
Yeah,
because a horrible guy.
Because you're going tomorrow. You're going that night. I can't let you see it without me seeing it the same night.
Yeah.
If I could sail the seas and have a decent copy, I'd almost do it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, so that's November 5th. I think. Yeah, I'm looking.
That would be 4th.
Friday. Yeah, 4th is Thursday, and the 5th will be the Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Friday night show. Yep.
Yes.
Just checking. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. What a great crowd we had, of course. Dr. Herkibucky was here. Sherry was here. What other lady that we have here besides, of course? We had another lady here before that.
Sherry.
There was another one. Polly popped in. The great Phantom Outsider. D. Bud Martin was here. Eric, the great Eric K., the great Chris Purser. They were all here. If I'm forgetting anyone, I'm so sorry. Oh, there's Sherry. Hello, Sherry. Thank you for being with us tonight. We really appreciate it. And Matthew Pounder, thank you for being here. Of course, a big shout out to our wonderful first officer, the great, amazing R.M. Raquel Briggs. Let's see. Your Muslim uncle, thank you for being here, my friend. I hope everyone in your family is doing well. I hope you're doing well yourself, sir. The great Canadian Spider-Man, thank you so much. Punk Waddle, thank you. Oliver Belamonte, thank you for being here. Ilaga Bellas popped in. Good to see you, buddy. Trying to remember as many people as we can. We like to shout them all out when it's possible. Can't remember everyone all the time. You know how that goes. But whoever else showed up here, we don't want to forget anybody, but I'm senile. So I want to thank you.
Did we get Canadian Spider-Man's channel? I was looking for it on the YouTubes. I didn't find it.
I thought
Canadian Spider-Man, if you could DM it to me, or and eventually we'll get it on. I'll make sure we get it on all our channel lists.
Yes, I'll get it on my
And
channel list for sure.
yeah, because I'm subbed. I know I'm subbed. I was trying to look through the list. And I'm like, there's no like search for a person. Sometimes you come up, and unfortunately with Spider-Man, it comes up with a gazillion different Spider-Man things. So
Let me see here. I mean, by the way, Hungry Boy was here as well. A good buddy.
yep, thank you, Hungry Boy.
Let's see here. Canadian.
I'm seeing Canadian Lad. I'm seeing all kinds of. It's like, where's my buddy Canadian Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. I was told if you do a search, you can find it. Let me see here. Oh, oops. I'm trying on a search. If it can find that sucker. There you go. No. I'm seeing the Canadian Lad.
Yeah, I saw the Canadian Lad too. Yep.
Well, get that to me in a DM or something like that when you can, there, man. We'll definitely start plugging it for you, brother. The Catman was in. That's right, the Catman, aka D.D. Myers. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Yeah, that's what I got, Canadian Lad. We'll work it out and we'll get that out there. And I want to thank you again so much, all of you, for hanging out with us tonight, especially my good buddy, the great Mark D with OC. Thank you, bro, for being here.
Thank you, Matthew, for being eternally grateful.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully, we'll be after her review.
Yes, indeed. Eternally grateful indeed. Thank you. Love you, Raquel. Good night, everybody. And of course, big thank you and shout out to the wonderful First Officer Raquel Briggs for this wonderful intro extra, which I call an outro. Good night, everybody. Clobbery's Comics Corner Spin Rack Time Machine continues next month.